business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and it seems like there's breaking news just about every damn day, right? It seems like there's just something going on. You know, it would be enough if all we were doing is sort of hanging around, talking about the draft, trying to figure out what's going to go on, understanding that nobody knows anything. Nobody in Vegas, nobody in football, nobody on Twitter, nobody on ESPN, nobody on CBS. Nobody knows anything. It's all bull crap. And so, you know, and we always say on this show, the entire history of the show, we mock your drafts because they're stupid, because there's no point to it. Now, I'm not saying when Keon does his mock draft tomorrow that it's stupid, badly thought out, horribly delivered, or anything like that. I'm saying it doesn't matter. He's probably going to have some very great thoughts, and he's going to have a lot of good analysis, but we will mock it because we must mock every draft because mock drafts are pointless.
Kind of what we do here on the Daily Blender, Jeffco.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mocking drafts, kind of what we do.
And Keon understands that. I don't think he's upset that we mock his mock draft. I mean, you seemed like you were okay last year.
Yeah, I was fine last year. I mean, that's part of the fun of it.
Well, we don't technically we don't make a lot of fun of your draft. We don't like make a light of your draft and the time spent.
I'm mocking.
Hang on, Jeffrey. Hang on, just he won't do it again. He told us last year. Hey, we don't really belittle you about your draft, the time spent doing all the research and all the the digging up of names and that sort of, and then the assumptions about who's doing. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
I mean,
well, I do. I completely do. Randy.
Jeffrey.
That did happen last year. I
It's
remember.
going to happen again this
No,
year.
Jeffrey, come on.
I mean,
He
it's just
won't do it
fact.
again.
But the pain wore off, so I'm back.
No, there's no pain. It's just a painless process. Just shake your head, Jeffrey. Painless.
I'm not shaking nothing.
Hey, you're way.
If I'm not anything, at least I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? And listen, like I said, it's not an indictment of Keon's knowledge of things. I mean, hey, when he stank at the NFL picks, we didn't give him a hard time for that.
Well,
When he stank at fantasy football,
Yeah.
we were very gentle and careful with him.
That
Did
was
call him
that's
bye week.
the opposite of what happened.
Yeah, when his NCAA bracket went up in flames as he was
Yeah,
holding it,
I
who
was-
laughed? Who laughed?
I kind of
Quite literally everyone involved in the
On the
show,
show
including the listeners. But you know what?
What I'm trying to say is we're going to mock Keon's draft tomorrow here on the Daily Blender.
Wow.
And, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to lie, Randy. Can't lie.
Have it your way.
But listen, I will say this. I'll give Keon credit. He unwittingly is the one with the assessment that sold me on Anthony Richardson, that I want him, even though he tried to talk me out of him after he says, well, here's what Anthony Richardson is about. Anthony Richardson is about. Yeah. There's like a couple of guys that are in the top. There is a Richardson and a Richard or something like that. So I get them confused. I've got a whole rundown on all this stuff, by the way. I did my homework this year, really for no other reason that I, am planning on mocking Keon's draft.
We don't
I want to make sure I've got all the information.
Keon,
on
we
that.
don't make fun of you in any way, shape, or form here on the on the daily.
You
Not at
can
all.
be honest about it. I've worked here long enough to notice that I have.
We don't do that here.
I don't know why, but Will Anderson and Anthony Richardson, I get those crossed up, even though
Mr.
one's a linebacker and the other one's a quarterback. So I don't know. Maybe I got dyslexia in the eyeballs. Anyway, so tomorrow on the show,
Well,
everybody
to be fair,
join
one's
in.
a quarterback, but he's shaped like a linebacker, so that could be confusing.
No, I'm just looking at the words in the paper, really.
Was it
But,
Cam Newton like a linebacker? But he was a quarterback when he's shaped like a linebacker.
Yeah,
I don't know, but every time he's at a press conference, he looks like my grandmama.
Well, that's true.
Maybe it's the clothes.
A really
888
big version of your grandmama.
368-1580. You don't know how big my grandma was.
Well,
Anyway, so here's the thing. Yes, tomorrow, everybody join in and we will mock Keon's draft. Hey, by the way, I'm not trying to rub this in, Keon, but how did you do with your draft last year? You know what I'm saying? Compared to reality.
36.8%. I'm sorry. Did I just say that out loud? I'm sorry.
I don't think.
No,
Sorry,
and 30-some% was too high. I got like 3 right.
Yeah, the paper right here.
Especially the one that you said that I was actually contriving was one of the ones I got right.
Ah.
But it wasn't in the circumstances that you predicted, though, was it? It wasn't the same circumstances, but it ended up happening.
No, it was Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh.
But you had said there was some sort of conflagration of things that would have to happen for that to happen. None of that happened, but he did end up in Pittsburgh for a different reason.
I don't remember saying that. Just that I knew that Pittsburgh really liked him.
What happened to him?
He had a pretty solid rookie season.
He was starting quarterback.
Starter?
Yeah, he was their starter.
by about mid-season or maybe even less than that. He was the starter.
Oh,
and he was pretty solid.
Didn't they pick up a free agent or something? I thought they picked up a free agent.
No,
I think they did, but I don't think they did to be the starter.
No.
I mean, Pickett was the guy.
Yeah, Pickett was the guy. Mm-hmm.
So just understand, my whole point in mocking it is not to mock Keon directly, although that's a benefit. But the main reason to mock it is nobody, even the smartest guy in this room, has any idea really what's going on behind the scenes. As Ballard from the Colts, our GM, said, right now, no matter what you hear, everybody is lying. That's it. Everybody's lying. Everybody's trying to get an advantage, trying to see what the other guy is doing. What's up with this? What's up with that? We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show because Frank Reich and the Panthers are like, hey, we know who we're drafting. I guarantee you the NFL says, you shut your mouth. You shut your stupid mouth. You don't say a word until draft night. We need ratings for this. So you shut your stupid mouth.
Is it so? Can I ask a question?
No. 888-368-1580.
Why does it take so long for these GMs? I'll just ask it anyway. Why does it take so long for these GMs to come out and say the obvious that everybody's lying? Everybody lies from the word go. Why do we sit around and play games in press conferences look, if I'm a GM, if I'm the Cardinals GM, for example, and somebody goes, you have any idea who you're? No, hell no, we don't. We'll wait till draft night. Next question, please. Why don't they just do that?
Well,
Okay, as partnership with the NFL, guess what? Everybody involved with the NFL probably gets a benefit from that draft. And the NFL is like, hey, let's keep it interesting. Why? Because it's a huge night of broadcasting and they want ratings. That's why.
That's not my problem.
And
Not our problem.
I think Randy's question was, why do these guys even bother going through the charade of lying at all?
Because it's all part of the game of the NFL to try to give you like little tidbits to make you go, ooh, and everybody freaks out. And they're like, I can't wait to watch and see what they do.
You know who would be a great GM? I'm sorry, Keon, your comments here tomorrow, but you know who would be a great GM during this time would be Jeffrey O'Brien. Because he enjoys torturing people with little tidbits of information. He loves that.
Yeah, I would have so much fun misdirecting, and a lot of that is happening right now. Today, different pieces of news were leaked by people who have, you think, nothing to do with it, but they do. Because listen, all the intrigue, all of the conspiracy theories are starting to, you're seeing them bubble up. You're seeing people say this about that guy, this about over here, what these guys might do. And it's all because somebody wants what they want. You'll see. I'll explain that later on in the show. Right now, I just want to take a moment to celebrate the fact that the Diamondbacks are in first place again.
On every website this time.
Yes.
You don't need to choose a specific one. So there you go.
So let's take a look here. Now, yeah, you're right. We kind of have the easier assignment of the two. You got the Pirates hosting the Dodgers here in about half an hour. And yeah, okay. There's some news about the Pirates too, wasn't there? Oh yeah, somebody got a Brian Reynolds.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds,
outfielder,
a big extension there.
8 years. One of those contracts that are just maybe longer than they should be, that Major League Baseball is starting to talk about. $106.75 million contract extension.
Yeah.
Largest deal in franchise history for an outfielder. All right, so fill me in, Randy. What is so special about Brian Reynolds that they felt like they had to do this?
This kid is he's a very special player, and he's one of just a few youngsters on the Pirates team. They don't want to get rid of. The Yankees are not going to come in and cherry pick this guy off of their team and to help their team out. The Pirates have a new direction. They've got a new flavor in the managerial role. They have a youngster that's going to help this team, and they've got some young players, some talent on this team where they think they can do some damage. And they started off pretty well this year. At one point, they were in second place in the Central there in the NL. And I would look for the Pirates to surprise some people down the stretch this year.
Randy, they're first now.
Oh, are they? Did they top the Brewers? I didn't know.
They did top the Brewers, and they're winners of 7 in a row.
So there you go. The Pirates have something special going on in the Berg.
By the way, it's my fault that the Dodgers came back. Remember that first game between the Dodgers and the Cubs? I said, @Go Cubs on Twitter. Then I went about my weekend, and I forgot that the stupid Dodgers even existed. And I came back. They lost 3 in a row to the Dodgers. Damn. So I think I need to get on Twitter here and do Go Pirates. But hopefully they'll win again, make it 8 in a row for them, and more sadness for the Dodgers. I just want it to last longer. I just want some more time where Ralph gets shamed by the fact that his Dodgers are behind the lowly Diamondbacks.
Got to tell you, the Pirates have some young pitching. The St. Louis Cardinals are not what they were last year, at least at this point. Again, I caution everybody, we're not even 50 games in yet, everybody. This is all sort of new, kind of wearing out. You'll see some of the old favorites come to the top here, but it sure is a lot of fun to see the Pirates leading the NL Central for a first time in a long time.
Many, many years. There used to be a guy with a curly mustache, I think, back to the last time they were good, like Raleigh Fingers, right?
Oh, yeah, Raleigh Fingers. I don't know that he played for the Pirates.
Oh, who's the guy with the Pirates that had that? Maybe it wasn't a circular mustache, but it was
Willie. Pop Stargell. He was on the team when they were really good. They won some but that was back in the 70s. The Pirates back in the 80s. Andy Van Slyke was on the team. They were pretty good. Kent Tekulve. Remember the old submariner? He was on a team that was pretty good, but it's been a long time since the Pirates were relevant.
Mr. Pringle says, nobody knows anything? I know something. It's Taco Tuesday. Woo! Taco Tuesday, says Mr. Pringle. You are correct, sir. You know at least that much. Licky Lips Johnson says, you shut your dirty little mouth, Jeffrey. Leave my Dodgers alone. You focus on your Diamondbacks. Oh, you mean the first place Diamondbacks? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Licky Lips Johnson. Okay. Cards Chappie says, Diamondbacks got Deadpool. Oh, other teams don't stand a chance. No. Brian Reynolds, Pirates, nothing to do with Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Box of Screws says, Jeffrey enjoys torturing people. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Raven Kid says, afternoon, guys. Keon, his mock is the only mock we'll be mocking tomorrow.
Yeah, we mocked the
yes.
mock. Yes.
Keon's mock draft will be the only mock we mock tomorrow when we're mocking the mocking. So they're the mocking of the mocking. Will
there
be
it is.
To Mako.
Yeah.
Buggerwolf says, hey, what do you know? It's the Cackling Crows show. Jeffrey doesn't take showers. He only takes baths on his stomach with his hands on his chin. Go Suns. What does that even mean?
I don't even know. He has some insults. You can't even be hurt by them because you can barely even comprehend the concept of what's going on.
Yeah, well, at least I'm clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Licky Lips Johnson says, I said diamond wax. Oh, sorry. I didn't care enough to keep my eyes on your text as I was looking away to something better. Kiss the Cook says, hey, I think my urologist is up to something. Can you get circumcised twice? I feel like you can, but it would hurt an awful lot.
Jeffrey, I have some breaking news for you. Well, it's not really breaking news. I want to tell you. I want to tell you something.
No.
I want to tell you something. You're going to like this.
No.
In the American League East.
No.
Do you know where the Yankees are right now?
Oh, yes. Now, no, but please tell me. Yes.
Do I have your attention now?
You have my attention now.
In the American League East, the Yankees are in fourth place, 7 games out of first.
And they are 1.5 games ahead of last place, the Boston Red Sox.
Dare I ask, though? Dare I ask? I dare. I'm daring to ask. And maybe I shouldn't ask, but I dare. What is their record?
Their record is a 13-10, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game losing streak.
Okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore. 888-368-1580. We have one more loss than they do, so yeah, don't worry about it. Big George says, "Hello, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. Well, since it's nice to have another day where the Diamondbacks are in first place against the Dodgers, not sure how long it's going to last, but yeah, I'll enjoy this moment.
Enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy it. Ride the wave, man. Ride the wave."
Mr. Wilbur says, "Randy, thanks for the brisket. Wink, wink. I mean, I hope your internet is back up and running fine today." He was trying to tell us that you would run off to deliver him brisket, and we all know he's a fat liar because he's from U of Arizona.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, wasn't Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla on the Pirates at the same time?
Yes, at one point they were.
Cardinal Art says, Jason Kendall was damn good for the
Buccos
back in the day.
Yeah.
Beer me up, Randy.
Absolutely. There you go, my friend.
Sorry, for some reason on this text line, the word Buccos got slipped between two different places. And I thought, well, what if he's trying to make me say something dirty again?
No, Buccos. That's what they called them back in the day. Yeah.
Mars Bars 805 says, happy Taco Tuesday, guys. Randy, how about an 805, please? Then he goes on about the Lakers. But then he goes about go Diamondbacks. And he says, welcome back to the show, Randy.
Thank you.
CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Ranty, bear me, please.
Absolutely.
And happy Backdoor Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's
Backdoor Taco Tuesday. All right, there we go. Yeah.
I don't think I would eat from Backdoor Taco, but I will eat some Backyard Taco.
Yes.
Of course, now somebody out there is going, I'm putting together a business plan for Backdoor Taco. They just hand you a taco. You knock on the door, the special knock. Oh, Brian, sit me. Shh. here's your taco. Then it closed thing. They go, how come more doors don't have that? You know,
Speakeasy. You had to have the old code word.
Right. They knock on the door and little.
Yeah.
What's going on? You know, I want one of those on my house.
I think we need that at the radio station. We need to talk to Radio Ron.
I just want one on my front door, and I don't want a peephole, so I want to be able to go, oh God, and just close on anybody who comes up. A-Wings 22 says losers celebrate in April, champions celebrate in October. Yankees fan. When's the last time the Yankees won one?
A championship? It's been like 9 years.
Oh, okay. Raven Kid says it's crazy how different we're looking at the Diamondbacks right now. This team has some nice potential and actually might have some direction. Just wait till Corbin Carroll, Alex Thomas, and Drew Jones outfield. Look at that. Gonna be nice, says Raven Kid.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're looking at them different, but keep in mind, as much as we're enjoying, rubbing Ralph's nose in the moment, we are all aware that, again, what could change, could happen. We're just enjoying the moment. But Randy was right when he said this team, don't sleep on them. They're better than they had appeared on paper, and they're showing it on the field.
I mean, these guys, there's some other teams that you need to keep your eyes on. The Texas Rangers are no slouch. They've spent hundreds of millions of dollars upgrading their pitching staff. And like I said, the Orioles and the Pirates have something special going on in those cities. The Orioles doing some damage in the American League East right now against some very voracious teams. I wouldn't be surprised if the Orioles and the Pirates were around towards the end of the season for a wild card spot, maybe an opportunity to play in the postseason. I would keep my eyes on it.
Well, before we wrap up our baseball moment here, I do want to say, did you guys see Wander Franco make that one-hand catch?
No,
just
my
like
God.
no glove.
Yeah.
He was trying to get it with his glove, but like a smart player, what did he have his other hand? Backing up, trying to just support it instead of just trying to go with one hand.
Yeah.
That was textbook, and he got lucky because his other hand was right there, didn't hit the glove, hit him in the hand. He was able to hold on to it. That's probably be one of the best barehanded catches you're ever going to see right there.
If you guys get a chance, look up the San Francisco Giants side. I think it's Kevin Mitchell. He on the run one time, he was playing left field in San Francisco and made a one-handed snag with his bare hand, going kind of away from the infield. One of the best catches I've ever seen in baseball. So there he is, Kevin Mitchell with our catch of forever. Kevin Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, okay. But really, go look at the. What I think is you should go look at the video on my Twitter
of Wander
Franco.
It's a wonder he caught that.
It's a wonder I still work here. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Today on Hey Culligan, Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later! A walk-off! 3-run home run!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield talk.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You guys watched the basketball last night? Man, I stayed up late and to be disappointed. I wasn't rooting for the Memphis Grizzlies as much as I was hoping the Lakers would lose. But because I did that, I got to see some really good basketball. I got to admit, there's a lot there. Last night was a good night of basketball all around. It's always fun when you got the TNT guys on. One thing, though, is it just me or Charles Barkley seem a bit gruntled? He seems a bit disgruntled. You know, like he's like just kind of whatever. Every now and then he'll pop up and say something. But he seems like he's grumpy to be there. Ever since they paid him all that money, he just seems like he's just like, I don't give a crap. I'll say whatever I want. Don't care what you think. And he seems grumpy. Just me.
I don't know if he's grumpy, but I know when he got the contract, he was like, this is the last contract. I don't think I'm going to let anybody tell me what I can and can't say. So he's just going for it.
Well, last night, though, he did say something, and I find maybe it's my age, but I'm finding myself agreeing with Charles Barkley more and more when he says things. And I wonder if I should be concerned about that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He's pretty down to earth.
Well, here's something he did say. I don't know how it came. I think we're talking about the underdog, right? Somebody brought up a cat, and Charles Barkley says, a cat is not a real pet. And they said, well, why? What do you mean? Well, why is that? Because it's not a dog. I can't even disagree. I can't find fault with that statement. And I know you have a cat. So I feel, Keon, when I make this statement, because this would have been mine if I were one of these TV talking heads, here's what I'd say. I say a cat is not a pet. A cat is a bleepy roommate. Yeah, it's like one of the worst roommates you'll ever have. Constantly eats your food, always in, and then, you know, it's all, it just, you have to clean after your roommate. Horrible roommate. My smells bad.
My description of cats has always been, they're just weird little guys that live with you. They're small and they're odd and they just hang out.
So I'm right? A bleepy roommate.
Yeah.
Have you always had a cat, Keon?
I haven't always. I mean, you know, like a couple of years ago is when I got Pixel, and that's the first.
But that's your go-to animal is a cat?
I don't know. I mean, I always had fish growing up. My parents are being from Guyana. you don't keep animals in the house in that culture. It's a foreign concept, the idea that you would live with a dog or a cat or any animal.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we had fish, but that's about all I had growing up. So
I have found that I can't have a girlfriend that has a cat, and I couldn't have a wife that has a cat, and thankfully my wife is also allergic to cats. My allergies to cats at first I thought were psychosomatic, where I just developed that just as a self-defense mechanism for how much I don't like cats. But it turns out I am legitimately allergic to cats. So I've got that as a cover. But I do remember a time where some girl asked me to come over, and I come to her house. She's got this horrible cat. And as soon as she went to the bathroom, I'm like, here, kitty. Let me show it outside looks like. Here you go.
And you kicked it outside?
And she comes back. She says, where's Buttons or what? Oh, he went outside. Oh my God, he's never been outside before in his life. And then I spent the better part of the next hour and a half trying to find a cat that I did not want to find.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. Okay. I learned the consequences from that because I never saw her again. There you go.
I'm
Enjoy
thinking
outside.
I'll you know what? I'll help you look, and I'd go right to my car and just take off.
Oh no. Yeah, that would have even been worse if I started the car and the cat had crawled up in the engine like they like to do, and then here's your stretched out cat.
Here's your cat. Here's another piece. Here's another piece.
A little bit there. Now listen, I'm not cruelty to animals guy. I felt bad. I also had another circumstance that I felt really horrible about. You ever now and then you get a cute little kitten who's nice, right? I know it's not very often. You may not.
I was going to say when.
Well, kittens, because they can't do anything.
Well, no, I mean, a kitten's nice, and it kind of grows up to a cat that's kind of like, hi, how are you doing? Some cats are actually affable, few and far between. Mm-hmm. But I remember I was in junior high, and we went over to Don Anderson's house, and my buddy Jeff, another Jeff, and we went over there, and he's in there, I think, making time with Don Anderson, and I was out there kind of looking at the pool. And I'm looking at
DAW or DON.
Oh, right. Yeah. Girl.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
DAWN. That's a good point. I knew, but you didn't. Thank you. And even if it was DON, that's fine too.
Still, it's okay. We just had to, we had to find out that part of the story.
So I'm out there, and this cat comes up to me and like, hi, how are you? I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I hear my friend Jeff yell, put it in the pool. It loves to swim. And I thought he was being honest. I thought it was true. And I was like, oh, really? All right, little buddy. The cat in midair spread out its paws. I swear, Jesus Christ, ran across the water. It did not sink, but it kind of went across the top. Didn't quite make it all the way without getting in the water. It got to about the steps, got out, ran into a shed, and was in there. And of course, the girl comes around and she says, what did you do that for? Well, I thought you guys said you wanted to go in. And says, well, go get him. And so I walked into the shed, and the cat was sitting on a shelf, kind of back in the background going,
yeah.
And
why did you do that
forward,
to me? Yeah.
That day forward, that cat hated everybody.
Yeah, I bet.
I heard about that for years. A once nice cat was made just viciously angry, and I felt horrible because I believed them. I thought it was aquatic cat.
They exist.
I had a buddy I live with. He's left the Surly Bonds of the earth, but his name is Rob Hornback. I lived with him, and he had a cat called Little Boy. Little Boy was a 25-pound cat.
Oh my God.
And Little Boy, he would put Little Boy. Little Boy was his buddy, but Little Boy would go into the dryer every once in a while.
Oh no!
And Rob would turn that on just to give Little Boy Little Boy wants a ride.
25 pounds ain't nothing little about Little Boy.
Yeah.
Little Boy actually like the ride?
Well, he didn't hate Rob, but he still got back into the dryer, so I'm not sure.
He must have liked the ride.
Jury is still out on that one.
You would wake up the Little Boy eating your face.
He was not very happy when he got out of there. He ran quickly.
It's weird because when cats have a bad experience, usually they never go back. So if he kept going back, like I don't know how much he hated it.
Yeah, you left the dryer open just a little bit, and Little Boy would get in there and take a nap, and then Rob would see him and just turn that on. Yeah,
you usually try to dry your shoes in the dryer.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like when Little Boy was in there. Yeah.
Oh, dear God. Oh, guys. Oh, man. This is probably not the conversation we should have been having right now.
Uh-oh.
Lacrosse guy says, I'm exposing 4 Desert Vista high school lacrosse girls to the blender again right now.
Oh, boy.
You're doing what? Say what?
I think it was an unfortunate way of saying he's making them listen.
Okay. Hi, girls. we like all animals here.
Well, good luck, Aubrey, Olivia, Elise, and Tess. I don't know what you need to look for, but good luck at it.
Well, they're what do you call
lacrosse
it?
Team?
Lacrosse team. Yeah.
Well, the problem is there's only 4 of them, so they're going to be disqualified immediately. I'm sorry. I don't know if those girls know that. I'm sorry.
You better get some more teammates quickly.
Pick up some people on the road on your way there. I guess.
I'm not going to lie to you. As far as blender conversations go, we've done worse. This is actually
that was actually one of the best conversations we've had on the show.
Should I talk about the almonds and what they do to me?
No.
Probably not with the terminology we use to talk about the
now
almonds.
that we know they are no.
Now that's most of the show. I think we'll have to turn off the radio right now. I guess.
Yeah.
You mean you plan today's show just around what the almonds do to you?
Well, I mean, just saying. Donnie says, "Beer me, Randy. What time are the NHL playoff segments? They are at 6:15 p.m. Be sure to tune in, Donnie." Raven Kid says, "Oh, absolutely. But rubbing Ralph's nose in it as well as the rest of the Dodger fan base is a great opportunity. Anytime you can do it." Yeah. I support this message.
Yeah. Yeah.
A-Wings 22 says, 2009 for Yankees championship. When was the last one the Diamondbacks? Well, they were 2001 when we beat the Yankees on your own field. But what was the last time the Diamondbacks were in a playoff game?
We actually didn't. We actually didn't win one of the games on their own field. We had the home field advantage as Diamondbacks.
No, we won the last game.
Yeah, but it was here in Phoenix.
No, we won the last game in New York City.
No, we did not. No,
I thought we did.
No, it was 4-3, 7-game series. Game 7 was played here in Phoenix because we had the best record. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can check me on that one.
Keon's checking.
Right.
I thought that was in Yankee Stadium, and it was just made.
There were
more
3
sweet.
in a row in Yankee Stadium, and they were all 3 heartbreakers. The Yankees won
the Yankees
all
sucked.
3. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess if I got that wrong, somebody.
We won
Randy
game
is correct.
We won game.
All right. Well, he should know. He's older.
I think we won game 6, something like 12-2, and at the end of the game, somebody at Diamondbacks at the Bob there played.
That's right.
New York, and
you're right. I remember because I talk about how I had a press pass. I could have been there, but I was like, I just want to watch it at home.
This
everybody loses their mind.
And it was 15-2.
It was 15-2. So
and Randy, I guess
points.
I can still say we whooped their asses on their own home field because we did to get to this point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. At the end of this series, I think it's aside from the fact that they won the series, it's pretty obvious the Diamondbacks are the better team. Game 1 was 9-1. Game 2 was 4-zip.
There were so many memories from that. But Brian Anderson coming into the game and starting against Roger Clemens in Yankee Stadium, and he pitched a hell of a game. Brian Anderson did, and the Diamondbacks stood strong. They just didn't have enough. That's when they brought in Byung-Hyun Kim. And
oh my God,
it was that
guy. Yeah,
Brian Anderson though, he pitched his brains out in that game. That was amazing.
So when was the last time the Diamondbacks were in a playoff game? Since A-Wings 22 brings it up to try to make us feel bad.
That's a great question.
A-Wings 22, we don't feel bad about our Diamondbacks because we know they haven't spent the kind of money you guys have. But you should be embarrassed about how much money you've spent for how little you've gotten back for it. 14 years ago. 14 years ago, A-Wings 22.
Are you asking when they
last playoff game?
Last playoff game.
2011?
The Baseball Reference has they lost to NLDS in 2017.
Oh,
17.
2017.
Swept, but they were there.
Wow. Yeah, well, shut up. 888.
They were there.
Why'd you even have to bring up the sweat part? Why'd you have to bring up the sweat part?
Because context, man.
I only asked you for the date. I didn't ask you for the result.
I
know the result didn't get them to the damn World Series.
Yeah, I got that.
I think that's the season Lavella won Manager of the Year, too. 2017.
Wow. Now that does feel like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Burger Wolf says, reverse sweep for the Suns tonight, boys. The Durantula is going for a 50 bag tonight. Kick that ass, Suns.
Ah.
That's something we can all agree with, Booger Wolf. Silly Wabbit says, I think it's cruel for so many cats to be in homes and on the streets here in Phoenix. I say we relocate them to the hills of northern Arizona where they can be with other cats, if you know what I mean. Well, there's wildcats up
why
there.
northern Arizona? Why not go southern Arizona?
Well, I think Silly Wabbit is afraid these cats will get hooked on the meth that everybody in Tucson is on.
Yeah. Well, there
Boomer
was
Sooner
cocaine bears, so.
Says, yeah, guys, my brother washed our cat, hot water, extra spin. But that's not true. That's a dead cat.
Wow.
Wilbur says, it's the lacrosse team sponsored by the Humane Society. Big George says, there's a girls lacrosse team listening right now.
Yeah.
Probably not the time for me to talk about these yummy hot. Okay, stop.
Well, then why would you start to type that if you knew who was listening?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Kiss the Cook says, client whose cat effing autocorrect. Yeah, oh, sorry, my bad. It was voiced to effing text.
Wow.
What are you getting on about? Okay, here it goes. I had a client whose cat was in love with me. Every time I'd start our session, her cat would jump on my shoulder and start suckling on my right ear.
Excuse me.
Well, now
Excuse
I'm
me. Can you read more of that text, please? Excuse me.
No.
Doing what to your right ear?
Well, suckling.
Excuse me.
These earlobes look like cat nipples.
Cats don't suckle, do they?
Cat Blandino.
I don't want to.
Did you just say Cat Blandino?
I did.
I'm not going to judge. All right.
Oh my God.
Kiss the Cook. If you are showering with your cat, it's only not weird if the cat is only licking you. I'm just saying. Those are the rules. Action Jackson says 2017 we beat the Rockies in the wild card game 11-8, and then we got swept in 3 games against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
We didn't need to even say that part. Why
do we have to go that far? Why?
Just stop with the we beat the Rockies in the wild card game. We don't have to go that far. Just people stop. Pinocchio says Diamondbacks won at home, and next year they had a mark on the field where Gonzo's hit landed.
Yeah, but there was also was it during that season? There was also a time when Randy Johnson was trying to stretch a single into a double. He rounded first base and he fell. And somebody went out and put like a chalk line of like a dead body where he fell.
Oh, I remember. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Well, listen, I had meant to start talking about stuff from the NBA last night. We'll do that when we come back. Tiger Paws says, my adult cat is yours. On my adult dog, female, of course.
Adult cat?
Let me read that again. My adult cat is yours. On my adult dog's, female, of course.
Ooh.
The hell does
you have
that
to
mean?
stop playing that music when animals are involved.
What's going on here?
You just have to stop playing that music.
The adult cat is yours, and the adult
just
female.
Isn't grown up. It doesn't mean adult as in XXX. It's just adult as in older. I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I'm just excited the Diamondbacks are still in first place this late in the season, even though it's very early because we haven't been in first place this long for, I don't know how long. So go Diamondbacks. Hope they can keep it up all season. There we go, Heavy Metal Maniacs. You are correct. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Bucks and the Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies and the, you know who. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, Hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, before we start talking about these basketball games, I just caught the Chat GPT thing, being, discriminatory and not nice to women. And let me explain. This is not my post. I'm on a couple of groups where they talk about fixing up cars and stuff like that. And the person who did this, he's kind of a jackass. I mean, he's completely a jackass for doing this. It's just, but then the thing I noticed in reading it, here's what he says. He says, is my Jeep strong enough to haul 6 fat chicks home from the bar? Now, the AI thing says, hey, whoa, I as an AI language model, I don't condone or support derogatory, demeaning language towards any individual or group of people. Making inappropriate comments or statements about anyone or any group is hurtful and disrespectful. Okay, points for being correct and handling that right. But then goes on. Regarding your question, the weight of 6 individuals can vary significantly. However, it's worth noting, and I'm like, okay, so then it goes right on to giving the answer. Now, we all agree what the guy said there was just, that was just mean, stupid. But the AI model assumed he meant humans. What if it was 6 fat chicken babies? 6 fat chicks. He didn't say 6 fat girls. He said 6 fat chicks. So the AI is a hypocrite. It assumed that chicks were people, not a little chicken.
Well, that's stunning.
The AI hypocrite.
That is stunning right there.
The AI
I call you out, Chat GPT.
It doesn't have a mind of its own. It's only learning from what people put in there. So if enough people are saying chicks to mean women, that's what it's going to learn.
Maybe he thought chimps and he said chicks.
No, it was clearly chicks. But I'm telling you.
Yeah, but maybe he mispronounced it and said chicks instead of chimps.
Deep down, Chat GPT, hypocrite and a misogynist.
Already.
But I do feel like the guy who typed that, put that in there, should probably be banned from everything. Anyway, but still, just noting the response by the AI. Got my eye on you. 888-368-1580. Wilbur says, do you remember when Jaja Gabor was on Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and she took her cat on there? No, because I'm not your age. Kiss the Cook says, damn. He says, nope. Cats have sandpaper tongues. You don't want them licking exposed, sensitive, dangling things. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't even think that far ahead. I swear to God, Randy, I'm going to
expose dangling things.
I'm going to delete that music. I'm so effing tired of that music. Turn it off. Turn it off. Especially when we're talking about cats.
Well, we were talking about exposed dangling things.
Stop playing the music. Tiger Paws says, I need to start taking time to read what Siri's putting down before I hit send. What I was trying to voice say is that my adult cat would start the nursing action complete with kneading on the abdominal area of my adult female dog, and the dog would just kind of sit there and let him. Well, who's going to say no to a massage? You know, who's going to ever say no to a massage?
Well, no one, I guess.
A cat, that's going to take them forever, though. The little teeny hands, they can't. That's going to be like a 4-hour thing. You're going to get really bored. Anyway, Neighbor Brad says, I'm not a fan of cats, but I do love my fluffy bunnies. We know that. You've sent us many pictures of your fluffy bunnies. We know about your bunnies, Brad. Can we talk about basketball now?
Please.
All right. So, wow. You ever stay up late to watch a game and it doesn't turn out the way you hoped it would?
No.
What do you mean, no? Of course you have. Everybody has.
No.
Unless
the Suns are playing, I fall asleep.
I see.
Oh, well,
especially when the Lakers are on, I fall asleep.
Well, I was hoping, and there was a lead, and it looked good, and then it didn't. Then they went to overtime, and then it just went bad.
You didn't expect the Lakers to lose that game last night, did you?
I was sure hoping, and it looked like a couple of times it was going to happen because the old guys are getting tired. That is basically what happens with the Lakers. If you can wear them out, you can win. And the Grizzlies were really going at them hard. But what happened is the defense of the Lakers started to confound the Grizzlies, and they couldn't get anything done on offense. So it was kind of messy. It was some messy basketball, but it was good basketball. And seeing some players you wouldn't expect step up. Seeing people who are hurt playing through it, like Anthony Davis and John Morant, and seeing the clown ass Dylan Brooks, who should not open his mouth ever again. Everybody hates that dude now, don't they?
Can I say this about what's his name? Bilbo Baggins. What's his name again?
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. Can I say this about if you're going to run your mouth, okay, and call somebody old? When you get your ass kicked, be ready to run your mouth again and say, I guess he showed me, or he didn't do anything. Don't avoid the press. Dylan Brooks there. When you run your mouth once, be ready to run it again.
Yeah, I don't think it takes anything out of what you're doing and the persona you're trying to create to go out there and just say, hey, man, he got me this series. He really got me.
Look, he had a good game. Next question.
Because the thing is with Dylan Brooks, I understand why he's doing all the talking. I mean, the same thing with, every defensive back in the NFL that wants to get paid. Sometimes if you're really good at your job, we kind of don't notice you're there. So, you do some talking so you can try and get the attention. So that's what Dylan Brooks is trying to do, because honestly, I think that he has to talk his way onto a roster more than play his way onto one.
Well,
so look, do what you got to do to get paid. But
he played better last night than he had in the night before.
But last night, again, he got the Lakers won, and he did not show up for his press conference again.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're not going to be there to answer the questions, he did play better. But the fact of the matter is, the guy you're trash talking, the guy that you said, I poke bears. Well, guess what? The bear woke up, and he had 22 points and 20 rebounds in the game. Yep. So you didn't do a whole lot to stop that dude. That's just plain and simple, and you can acknowledge that.
I don't care for old LeBron James. I don't. I have to always clarify. I don't think he's a bad person. I just don't care for him as the player. I just never have. But holy crap, 38 years old, 38, right? And the stuff he's doing, my God. But man, were Anthony Davis and LeBron James gassed, and that overtime is going to, that's really going to be, apparent on the next time that they play. But that is where the Grizzlies got it wrong. They should have kept attacking, and make them run up and down the court. Because when they did that in the third quarter, going into the fourth, or even actually before the half, when they caught up, that's actually more in the first half. They started running them like crazy, and they got a little bit winded, and then the Grizzlies started making shots. And so I'm telling you, you tire out the Lakers, you can beat the Lakers.
Well, I think you have to play a high pace, like you said, Jeffrey. But you have to keep after it, even when you're down. If the Lakers thwart you a few times down the court, you got to keep it up. You got to keep that pace up. You have to be very intentional about gassing these guys because it can be done. But hey, nothing to take away from LeBron James last night. He had a good game again. I think he got some calls. I think he gave some effort that you haven't seen all season. But rightfully so. He's been on the bench quite a bit this season.
And you got to beat the Lakers with the rope-a-dope.
You just got to keep moving, man.
I don't even think that might be the strategy for the Grizzlies. But I mean, and I wouldn't be stunned if the Lakers were able to get past the Kings or the Warriors because of injuries and some other stuff. But that's a worse matchup with those two teams because it's not going to be rope-a-dope when the Warriors do it. It's not going to be rope-a-dope when the Kings do it. They just play fast.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling with the Grizzlies, who play at a slower pace, even though they are a young team, but that's not their style, then what are you going to do when the Warriors, who actually love to run, and the Kings, who actually love to go up and down the floor, what are you going to do when you face them? That's going to be, I think, a challenge. I don't know that the Lakers are going to enjoy that all that much.
So, any word on Ja Morant's hand? By the way, did they do an X-ray? Did they say it's a thing, or is it just excuse me, just continuation of the soreness? Because that fellow with the broken finger, that guy, he's like, I'm going to keep playing Fox. I'm going to keep playing there. And I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I mean, that's kind of manly right there. You're playing with a broken finger and everything. But I know they tape those things up. It's not a big deal, right? I mean, except for the pain.
It still hurts a ton. And obviously, if something is on the shooting hand or not, but even if it's not on the shooting hand, you've got to dribble the basketball. And if you're a guard, you've got to be able to go left and right. So that's going to hurt no matter what you do. I think the thing with Ja Morant is that he's a high flyer. He likes to get up in the air, try to jump over people.
Holy crap. He
Yeah.
died last night doing
he
that.
almost killed himself trying to go over LeBron.
Right. I was like, what was your plan? It's like kind of like he got up there, but then he was in such an awkward position. It was almost like he thought that it was gonna be called a foul on LeBron. He had no plans beyond that move because there's no way anything was going to go in up there.
I mean, he's such an incredible athlete. He does find a way to get the ball in the hoop. I have no idea how he's been able to do it, all the years he's been in the league so far. But he doesn't seem to have a plan. He just goes up there and he's got one focus: get ball in basket. And then when it's time to land, there's no plan for that part either. So
I don't like Matt Barnes, but the line he said, "The ground is undefeated," is absolutely true. He probably heard that from somebody else. Dodger fan says the Lakers getting conditioned in and will be ready for the next round. The Lakers are taking a nap right now. Are you kidding me?
Maybe Austin Reeves is getting conditioned. LeBron James is 38 years old. There's no more condition to be conditioned. He's played 20 years in the league, and he looked gassed because he's 38.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've seen this. Austin Reeves' bio on the team website is, I don't even know why I'm here either. 888-368-1580.
I mean, he's been playing good this season, man.
He's all right, but all of a sudden he's like, where's this guy? He was undrafted, but it's a success story. Lung Butter says, Suns win tonight if they rest Chris Paul. He looked tired last game. He's not the same 38 that LeBron is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a spry 38 with CP3.
He has looked tired for 2 years, if you're honest. They towel him off. They put him in the State Farm commercials. But outside of that, he always looks exhausted.
And last year, he looked real tired. So,
like all the kids in the car have been hounding him for the entire 35-minute drive. He's like, enough! That's the kind of tired he looks. Raven Kid says, is Dylan Brooks the Eli Apple of the NBA? Yes, he is. That is a perfect comparison right there. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, no, I'll go with that one. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, going back to Memphis, 1 day of rest, Grizzlies should have a good chance at winning that. He says at a trophy, but I don't know about that. Might be going too far.
Well, easy.
All right, come on back. We'll talk a little bit about the Bucks and the Heat. We'll move on to some football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. Yet for many United States military veterans, finding and affording oral health care is a challenge many of us don't think about. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. DLN is asking dentists and their teams to volunteer to see one veteran with special needs one time per year. Visit willyouseeonevet.org to learn more. That's willyouseeonevet.org.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. By the way, here's your choices. It's either National Hairstylist Appreciation Day or National Hug a Plumber Day. I don't know that I can connect with either of these. You know, hairstylist, you can go to a barber. You know, you go to a barber if you're a guy, and then who the hell's going to hug a plumber? I mean, but if you have to decide which one is more important, which do you go with? Keon might go with the hairstylist because I'm sure that your hairdo there does not come just naturally. Somebody's got to do a thing to that, right?
No. I mean,
you did it yourself?
I go to the barber shop. Yeah, no, honestly, I didn't have to do much. I started it when my hair was shorter. I had the little twists in it, and then it just grew out. So now the individual twists became really long locks. So
the work has been done. Do you have to go in and have anything maintained, or
I mean, I got to condition it and all that.
Well, that's you doing that at home.
Yeah, but I don't go anywhere for that. No.
Yeah.
So you go to the barber for that?
I go to the barber to get the fade on the sides there.
But
I don't go I don't go to do anything with the rest of the hair.
Never saw the sides, did
Well,
you, Jeffrey?
Since you're a millennial and you'll never own a house, this won't apply to you. So,
Yeah,
Randy,
that's
have
a good
you
point.
ever hugged a plumber? Have you ever?
Actually, I did. A friend of mine. Yeah, he was leaving. He was leaving the state, going somewhere else. I gave him a farewell hug.
Well, that's just a guy you knew.
The
Though.
old,
I
the
don't
old
think that
3
counts.
pass. Well, he's a plumber though.
You ever hug a plumber, Guillaume?
I've never hugged a plumber. And the only experience I've ever had with the plumber is a guy that worked for the apartment that I was
that's not a
renting from
plumber.
at the time. He was awful because we'd have stuff, we put in the order, he'd come in, he'd
That's not
say
a
it was
plumber.
fixed, and then it just wasn't.
You know that's not a plumber. That's just
So-
a maintenance guy. Maintenance guys don't count.
That's
That's
like a
not
super.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right. Well, so
There you go.
here's I thought. Well, then we have to decide what is more important in life. What is more important? Barber. I'm going to put in barber because we're not talking about hairstylists here. A barber or a plumber? Historically,
Probably a barber, I would say.
I would go barber too.
I'd go barber.
You're both incorrect. A barber, nobody knows when the first barber is like, here's some scissors. Let me take a look at that and start cutting. That's like, but it does go back about 2,000 years. Plumbers go back 2,700 BC. So twice as long we've had pipes and plumbers. Standard earthen plumbing, broad asphalt flanges for preventing leaks existed in the urban settlements of present-day Pakistan and Northwest India. Let me tell you why the plumber is actually more important than the barber. Now, the barber shop nowadays, it can be a place of social significance or just a place called Supercuts where you just get the cheapest damn haircut you can get. But the plumbers, sewage leaving your house, how and the water coming into your house, how many diseases have been eradicated just from the simple fact of plumbing? Don't you think plumbing has done more for society than somebody cutting hair?
Yeah, I mean, overall, the plumbing, yeah, but we're talking about the individual people. And in my life, barbers have done more for me than plumbers have.
Sure. Well, okay, that makes sense. And then, in my experience, I found that plumbers were way overpriced, and generally I could do that myself. But if it's a big thing, a serious thing, well, now you
definitely need the plumber. Yeah,
right. So I feel like the more important to society if over time has got to be the plumber. Whoever came up with that whole system that keeps us from having poop sitting around in buckets in our house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel like that could be bad.
That could definitely be bad. And
I don't want to get too scientific on it.
And was, back in the Middle Ages and other places in history where the plumbing did not exist yet.
Hair cutting. I mean, so what if we had all long hair? Who cares? I feel like plumbing is more important. So yeah, I don't want to hug a plumber. So you know what? I'm going to go with Kiss the Cook. It's National Telephone Day. There you go.
There you go. All I'm saying is when I was a kid growing up in DC, the barber was more important. That's
no, I got you there. That's a whole different thing. But,
yeah.
But I don't know. Plumbing is so important. They charge you a lot of money, like a lot of money. Because if the plumbing goes out, you suddenly, what's more important? Is your barber going to come over and unclog something, or dig up a septic tank or something?
But if you get gum in your hair.
No, that's very important.
Yeah. See,
or you put peanut butter in is what I heard. But I've never tried it.
I don't know.
Like you said, if it's real serious, the plumber is obviously the choice there. But because I've had not plumbers, but horrible maintenance people in my life, I've just kind of had to Google stuff and kind of figure it out. So I've never had to rely on a plumber before.
No, this is why it was difficult. Couldn't pick anything. But I didn't know it was National Telephone Day. Never saw that. I don't even know if it's true, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. Although, don't you hate it when you're texting somebody and they call you? Oh God, that's intrusive. I feel violated. Like you have violated the code of conduct. But then I've had to do that. Somebody texts me and I'm driving and I'm like, I can't do this. So I have to call them. So I think if that is the only acceptable time to call somebody when they're texting you is if they're driving. Because then it's like, it's unsafe for me to return a text. If it's important, I better call you. If it's not, I ain't gonna text you till I get where I'm going. But don't you feel like you're like, and you see it, oh my God, it's ringing. You're like, if I wanted to talk to you in the first place, I'd have called you. Now you have just made it weird.
Like I have to assume you're either driving or something is horribly wrong if you call me after I text you. And I am very annoyed when it's not either of those things.
How's that now? If you text me and I call you right back, that annoys you?
Yeah, because
I'm gonna write that down.
So you know who actually is good at this? James at the radio station. I'll text him something, but the answer is too complicated. He'll text me, "Hey, this is too much to text. Can I call you?" Be like James.
That's really nice, actually.
Yeah,
very thoughtful.
But if you're driving, just hit call.
Yeah,
and just say, "Hey, sorry, I'm driving," and then automatically that person who was like, "God damn it!" Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and actually, it is National Telephone Day.
Oh, for real? I didn't see it. All right. Straight Striper says, you have asked an impossible question. How many dictators, kings, or queens have been killed or kept alive because they were trusted to put a blade to a face or a head? That argument could be made the world has been framed by barbers. Yeah, but if I poop in that thing over there and I hit that thing and it goes out of the house and I don't get sick. Saying farmers are most important. This is really not what we were doing.
Nope. We weren't comparing all jobs, just those two, just the two of those.
I think he meant plumbers because he goes on to talk about plumbers.
Okay.
So I think it must be a typo. Try going for 1 hour without flushing your toilet or turning your water on. Punished most important, hands down. No contest. Again, another punished. He meant plumbers.
It's not hairstyling versus plumbing. It's hairstylists and plumbers, because the plumber doesn't actively oversee every time my toilet flushes.
Quiet Cannon, your voice to text just took plumbing to farmers and punished. What the hell is going on with the conversations you normally have on text? Bala 51 says, I can fix my own plumbing, but there is no way I would cut my own hair and have it still look good.
You know, I had a friend who used to cut his hair and like give himself the nicest fade. And I would ask him every so often, where did you get that? And he'd be like, it's me. It's still me. I still do it. And I could never figure out how he did it. Because
he was lying.
It was even. He was not. That guy was really good at cutting hair.
Do you watch him do it?
I mean, I didn't watch him do it, but I
don't know.
He's just not like a practical. He's not a joker of a person. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't pranking people, tricking people, just kind of not his thing. So I trust him, but I couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do it.
Random texter says Jennifer in accounting moonlights as a plumber, just so you guys know. Flings Puwell says, hello, boys. Cheers to another year of Kyler Dinkle without King's blunder. Barry, maybe Cardinals should consider O.J. Simpson as coach to 2024.
Let's do it. Yeah, you bet. Let's do it. Let's go.
Colts Van Dan says, hey, Jeffrey, ask Randy if the guy he hugged has plumber's crack.
No, he didn't. Yeah, all right, let's go. All right, yeah.
Were you looking?
No.
Heavy Metal Maniac says plumbers are great. I just don't want to see that crack. Nobody does, but that's also electricians' crack and construction workers' crack. There's all sorts of
anybody who does
that.
any hard work at all, crack.
Big George says, is James the scary guy that works at the station? It sounds like he just smoked a pack of cigarettes before he goes on the air. Yes. Mr. Pringle says Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, Jets. Wow, doesn't seem the Packers got near enough in return. He's listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
it's because we talked about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this again? Boomer Sooner?
It's Pringle. Pringle. Booger Wolf says Randy needs a plumber every time he gets his hands on Sammy.
Yeah,
you didn't let him finish.
No.
I fair enough. All right, let's talk about before we talk about the Suns game. Let's talk about Jimmy Butler. Holy crap!
Wow,
Jimmy Butler, 56 points, the fourth best scoring performance ever in an NBA playoff game. And even though they had Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Heat with the win.
Well, Giannis is not 110%. You know, he's still got that back injury. He's trying to fight through that, and I give him props for that. But Jimmy Butler. Man, if I go into war, I want Jimmy Butler on my team.
21 points in the fourth quarter. And it was, of course, then a team effort to get it the rest of the way. But Jimmy Butler, 56 points.
Dude's done this before.
My God.
It doesn't surprise me. He's done this before. And that's why I said going into this thing, I watch out for Miami. I mean, the Bucks are strong, and this is quite frankly that they're 3-1 right now. Miami Heat over the Bucks right now. This is surprising to me.
Well, all right, but here's the deal. Sorry, go ahead, Ken.
I was saying you're missing Giannis for a few games, so I mean that's how that series ends up getting there.
I know that, but
and I actually thought the Bucks were going to win last night the way that Giannis started. He did run out of steam because, as Randy said, he wasn't 100%, but he had a triple double. I mean, I mean, he was doing stuff that only Giannis can do. I was stunned watching him, and yet that guy came off a back injury.
Yet Jimmy Butler, I mean, this guy is a warrior.
Yeah,
could go 7. This could go 7. Why? You're like, wait a second, Jeffrey. The Heat are up 3-1. Next game is in Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be in better sorts on that game. Now, all it takes is if the Bucks win a game. Now it's only 3-2, and there is a good chance. I wouldn't be surprised if this went 7. But I don't know. What do you think? Is it possible? I mean, of course it's possible.
Look, Jimmy's a great player, and that is one of, the all-time playoff performances ever. Maybe one of the best 3 I've ever seen in my life. And I just think that, the way he played, I don't know that he can give you 56 every night. I mean, he's a great player, but I remember the NBA finals in the bubble when it was Heat Lakers, and Jimmy had the entire team on his back, and he just ran out of gas trying to carry all these dudes. And it's not like the Heat are a bad team. They're a very great defensive team, but they're not a great shooting team. So if Jimmy's not doing it, that's where I worry about the Heat. I don't worry about Jimmy, but if Jimmy has an average game instead of a stellar game, does somebody else on that squad step up so that he can actually have a night where he can just be a normal player, score 25, and they still actually win? Because if he doesn't do that last night, I mean, the Bucks are all over him.
All right, so anything's possible, but do you think it'll happen? Do you think the Bucks will come back and beat the Heat and take this over?
I think Miami's going to win it, but I still think it could go 7. Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm like, the way the Bucks were playing in that game, do I think that Giannis is going to run out of steam in that same way again? I don't. Do I think that Jimmy can give them 56? Multiple more times in this series? No, I don't think so. He could probably give him 40 though. But I just think that when you look at what Miami is from a shooting perspective, they still struggle.
Well, hold on now. If they go to Milwaukee and they beat the Heat, and now it's 3-2, they go back to Miami. If they beat the Heat there, I feel like the Bucks will go ahead and win this whole damn thing at home. I don't think that the Heat are going to win another game against the Bucks at home. If the Heat are going to win this, it ain't going to be at 7. It's going to have to be in 6. You know what I'm saying?
You'd like it to go 6, but the thing with Game 7 is home. Is it a factor? Yes, but it's not. You could just go ahead and throw some of that stuff out the window in Game 7s. Things just get weird in NBA Game 7s, which is why you try to avoid it as much as possible.
I think the Bucks win Game 5. I think the Miami Heat win Game 6. It goes back to Miami for Game 6, and I think that Bam Adebayo, he'll know the urgency. He'll step up. I think that Jimmy Butler will have another gigantic game. This will be the game, do or die for the Miami Heat. I feel like if they don't win that game, they're not going to win this series. So I think it goes 6, and I think the Miami Heat win in Game 6.
We'll see. So there is a possible road for the Bucks, but you guys are probably right. 888-368-1580. Let's talk now about the Clippers. Clippers versus Suns. And listen, these Clippers are tenacious. They are relentless. This is a home game tonight, so that's all good. But it didn't matter all that much completely before. So they don't have Kawhi Leonard again, which I'm kind of bummed about. I am bummed about. I loved watching him play, and it didn't automatically mean the Clippers would win the game if he was in there. It's just, it was fun to watch. But outside of that, so here we are. It's Game 5, and the Phoenix Suns are heavily favored to win this. I mean, the spread is 12.5 last I checked.
Yeah,
that is a mighty spread.
It's a gigantic spread, but the Clippers are shorthanded. That doesn't mean the Suns ought to overlook them. Doesn't mean that the Suns ought to come out slowly. doesn't give them license to start off games the way that they started a few of them. But the Clippers are shorthanded, and I just if they pull off a win tonight, I mean that'll be all credit to the how hard those guys fight and how hard those guys scrap, because that team should be demoralized. I mean, when you look at them, but they're just not.
No, they shouldn't, because without those massive star players that are sitting down right now, they have threatened in every single game. They have led in every single game. They have pushed the Suns to the limit at every single game. And every single game around the third quarter, I didn't know the Suns were going to make it or not. I mean, this Clipper team without Paul George, without Kawhi Leonard, is so damn good. These guys are just good. And I am surprised watching the games, having this emotional feeling. Come on, Suns. Come on, Suns. And watching how the Clippers play, I want out of this series. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It is stressing me out. I don't want this to continue. So if the Suns could just please win tonight, that'd be great. But nothing is guaranteed. Russell Westbrook and Powell and Zubac and Mann, all these guys, they're good enough to win. And if you look at the difference in the score, the last time they played, 115 to 110. Another game, 129 to 124. I mean, a couple other games there was 10-point leads, but still, I don't feel comfortable at any moment that a Clipper is on the floor.
When he was with the Lakers, this is why I didn't say that Russ was washed up, because I didn't think he was. Just the season before, he had a good season with the Wizards. They made the playoffs. And then his MVP season after Durant left, it was Russ and a bunch of young guys, and they had to play scrappy basketball. Like, this is the perfect team for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
So here he is with a bunch of guys that really want it, that are really hungry, and they look to him to be the leader. That's the perfect situation for him. He gets to dribble all he wants to. And when you have to give him attention eventually, now Norm Powell is open. Now Zubac has opportunities in the paint. So he opens things up for so many guys if he's allowed to just be the guy on a team.
So the Clippers are in the same predicament as the Bucks. And I feel like this team is capable of beating the Suns tonight. If they do, and this goes back to Clipper Town, well, the Suns just took care of business in Clipper Town too. But I'm just saying, this series might not be over tonight.
And you also have to think about the next series potentially, where you're going to go up against Denver, who's playing Minnesota. They're not going to wait for you, and you don't want that team getting rest. You don't want Nikola Jokic sitting there, icing his knees waiting for you. You want to be able to get there and catch them flat-footed as well if you can.
All right, so the spread 12.5, as we said. Money line is plus 500 on the Clippers, negative 700 on the Suns. So, all right, Mr. Better, are you going to bet on this one? You thinking about putting $1 or $2 on the Clippers just to see what happens with that plus 500?
I'll no, because I just don't think they're going to win. And it's not that I think they're going to get blown out, because we haven't seen that this series. Mm-hmm. I'm not disrespecting the Clippers at all, but they are still short.
All right, so let's just do the over-under. The over-under is 224.5 in front of me. Last game, they did make it to 225. Game before that, they were almost over 130. The game before that was like almost 260. Game before that, 212. So here we are. 224. Over-under, guys. Randy?
I think it'll be over, and I think it will be over tonight. I think the Suns clinch tonight and move on.
Keon?
I'll take the over as well. I think the Suns have been shooting the basketball incredibly well. That's not the problem for them with these Clippers. And the Clippers have been taking advantage of some pretty shoddy defense from the Suns.
I am not confident, but I will say also barely over. Barely over. In fact, I kind of feel like I want to say under, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with over. Just, yeah. I mean, tonight's, I don't know. I got a weird feeling about tonight.
Like, unless the Clippers just have a nightmare game, or the Suns, I guess, where they just can't hit anything. I feel not great about the over, but pretty good.
I know this much. Go Suns. We'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Diamondbacks are off to a hot start. Will they stay in the hunt all season? The Suns begin round 1 of the NBA playoffs refreshed and ready. Will they make short work of the Clippers, or will it go to length? We bring the info and insights you want. And we do it with flair.
Ooh, awkward.
Live and local for the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's clear up the text line here before we do the next thing. Hefty Lefty says, I think the Clippers might jump out to an early 10-point lead sometime in the first half, but then Booker and Durant steady the ship and they'll just pull away in the fourth and win by that 5 or 8 points. I could also be completely wrong and, Suns just cruise through. You just described sort of all the games we've seen so far in this series. They all seem kind of like that. There was a game the Suns were behind, I think, the entire time until the very end. So no idea how this is going to go down, but you just did sort of write the script for a lot of those games. Booger Wolf says, reverse sweep tonight. Don't jinx us, you turds. What do you mean reverse sweep? There's no sweep involved if somebody has won a game. Is that a thing? Reverse sweep?
I've never heard that, but if somebody wins one and then you win all the rest of the games, that's the gentleman's sweep.
He says Jeffrey knows a thing or two about being washed up. He's just asking about his bathing routine. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm both. Fling Fluel says, fun fact, bobblehead Charles Barkley doesn't think they can do it. Suns investment is a hard pill to swallow. Looking at the history of the last 30 years. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear that because he's always been pretty positive about the Suns, and I think he has a fondness for the Phoenix Suns from his time here. But we've had that same conversation on this show. If the Suns get past the Clippers and they end up meeting the Nuggets, that is an uphill battle. That is a mighty task.
I think
And-
you worry about that if and when it happens. I think you
Yes,
take care
yeah,
of business tonight, and then you move on from there. If you don't win tonight, you've got another game to look forward to, and you've got to take care of business there. I think the Suns cannot get ahead of themselves, period.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, I thought reverse sweep was what the Red Sox did to the Yankees in 2004, or the other 8 or 9 times it's happened in hockey.
Oh, where a team goes
You
up
wanna-
3-0 and then loses the next 4 and loses.
That's the
series.
reverse sweep. Yeah. So what's Burger Wolf even talking about? Fighting Wampa says, wouldn't they reverse sweep consistent of losing the first 3 games and then winning the remaining 4? Yeah, that's what. So it sounds like Booger Wolf, although he's a Suns fan, I think he doesn't realize he's making it sound like he wants the Clippers to win. Booger Wolf, you need to rethink your life.
No, I think that Booger Wolf thinks a reverse sweep is when one team wins a game and then loses the rest of them.
That's not a reverse sweep. No. And no Colts fan, Dan. It's nothing like reverse cowboy. Kiss the Cook says, plumbing. Let me tell you about plumbing. It's astounding. It's amazing. It moves water from here to there. I'm glad you are appropriately impressed by it. Big George says that spread is way too big. I would take the Clippers to beat the spread, but lose the game tonight to the Suns. Yeah, that sounds like some smart gambling right there, doesn't it, guys?
Yep. Could be. I mean, all half the games in this series have been that way, within five points of each other.
And I don't remember exactly what the spread was in game 4, but that was a pretty big spread too. And the Clippers covered it.
Yeah, 12.5 ain't too hard to cover. Lost Toby says that's a gentleman sweep, by the way. And he says, yeah, that's what he says. All right. So there's one other thing, and geez, I just hate to bring it up, Randy. So what is the deal? Is this like you know how we say the NBA is sometimes rigged? You know, like, oh, they're going to give good calls so the Lakers hang around longer.
You all say that, but I say it's always rigged. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you know, and there's speculation that certain games, certain playoffs will go 7 games just so they can get their ratings, just so they can get their ad money.
Yeah.
You know, it's occurred to all of us at some point or another watching something going, what the hell just happened? What are they losing on purpose?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hate to bring this up, but it's the same formula. That is why it's suspicious. The same formula.
Okay.
Remember back, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I don't know how many. Like I think it was back in 2014, 15. When was it with the Las Vegas Knights came into existence?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. That was it was just 2017.
I don't know. Whatever it was, they show up. They're like, hey, everybody, we're the Las Vegas Knights. And they won the Stanley Cup. First year in existence, right? Everybody's like,
I don't think they won the cup.
They won the Stanley Cup.
I think
they won the whole thing.
Think they went to the Stanley Cup playoffs, but I don't think they won the cup.
They won the cup.
I'll take your word for it.
Because they played the Caps.
They won the cup.
And
I'll take your word for it.
2018?
You're right. No, Keon, you're not getting me. He's right.
2018?
They won the cup.
My Washington Capitals
Keon,
won the damn cup. I'm not giving you that one.
This is a
you are not taking the Stanley Cup from me with a few championships I have in my life to treasure. No, sir.
They won a Dixie Cup. They won.
Okay.
They got to the.
Okay,
they got to the game, right?
Yeah.
And so,
one of the guys' cups were celebrated. Go ahead.
He adjusted it anyway. So, that was like a big deal, right? Everybody's like, oh, everybody. Of course, there was a shooting that year, so everybody's sort of rallying around the team.
Yeah.
Well, let's fast forward to now.
Yeah.
The Kraken, new team in Seattle, and suddenly here they are in the playoffs.
And
just saying, and they just won a game, which they probably shouldn't have.
Well, they're playing the Colorado Avalanche and
3-2 overtime victory over the Avalanche, and they lost Jared McCann in it, but now it's a tied series.
Yeah, I still give the edge to the Avalanche. Sorry.
And I don't think that necessarily means it's rigged.
It's rigged if they win.
I don't know the entire process of how it works, but when they have an expansion team, there's an expansion draft for that team, and they can pull players from other teams. So you can build a pretty solid team your first year in the league because you're pulling good players from teams that already exist and have rosters.
See, it's rigged.
It's just
part of the rigging.
Okay. It's just the way it works, but all right.
So I'm going to say right now, if the Kraken win this series with the Avalanche, it's rigged.
So wouldn't it have to go? Wouldn't the Kraken have to go all the way to the Stanley Cup? And wouldn't the Kraken have to take the Stanley Cup game to 7 games? And wouldn't they have to win the Stanley Cup for it to be rigged?
Yes.
No.
This
This doesn't mean anything.
Well, the Las Vegas Knights didn't win the Stanley Cup.
This is round
still
one.
Rigged.
Yeah, this is round one here. This is round one. Doesn't mean a whole lot.
Keep your eyes on it. Keep
All
your
right.
eyes on it.
Maybe
I'm wrong.
Look, I lost a very emotional battle with the Seattle Kraken
I know.
over the naming
That's why I
rights.
hated to bring it up.
And I'm not a big fan of the Seattle Kraken because of that.
It was fun watching Keon's eyes sort of bulge out when
still hurts at night,
saying that his team didn't win the Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have 2 championships to hold on to, and that's one of them. And you're not taking it from me.
Wait a second. So the Washington football team won, right?
Well, no. I'm counting from my.
They don't have one.
From my ones I actually personally sat down and saw. Those are the ones that.
Yeah. So the Nationals and the Caps.
Yeah.
You've never lived to see the Washington team, whatever they were called at any certain time, win a Super Bowl?
I mean, I was 2 and lived in Guyana, so
you didn't see it though. Is that your
no, I didn't see it live with my own 2 eyes. No.
All right. Well, it was still fun. 888-368-1580. Pringle says the NBA rigged. Absolutely. Every series the Suns play, the opposing team is missing at least one of their best players. What do you think? There's like a Jeff Galooly waiting for Kawhi Leonard and pow right in the kneecap.
Like injuries happen, and in basketball they really happen a lot. So this is 2016, the Golden State Warriors. Go back and look at that playoff run and see how many fully healthy teams the Warriors beat en route to their first NBA title. All those teams were dinged up, but guess what? We don't remember because you just have to play the teams in front of you. Don't apologize if another team gets injured. Unfortunately, that's part of sports.
Yeah. But I still, I feel
bad
about it.
Yeah, I do feel bad. I would, because Kawhi versus KD, that first game,
fun.
Oh man, the back and forth there it was amazing. I was looking forward to a whole series of that, and we were obviously robbed of it.
Played better with him on the floor. The Suns had to step up when he was out there. And sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But I felt like the Suns were better playing against him, if that makes sense.
And part of it is that Kawhi has he's very methodical in how he plays. So you can almost not predict what he's going to do, but you can anticipate it. Russell Westbrook is pure chaos. And when it's his team, good luck figuring out who's going to be open, who has the hot hand that night. Good luck. He makes everything crazy, and that's where he plays best. But almost nobody plays well in that kind of circumstance.
Right now, the Islanders are up 1 goal over the Hurricanes. That is in the first. And then thank you, Jagdog. Jagdog with this update. Pittsburgh 3, crappy Dodgers 2, top of the 4th inning. Hell yeah. Thank you for that update. Makes me happy. Bruno Baller says, Keon should know the Golden Knights didn't win. Yeah, I know. Well, we all knew. I just was having fun with them. Booger Wolf says the hockey team in Seattle has a nickname, the Ass Krakens. Okay, Booger Wolf, take a break. Historian says, well, historically speaking, the Hubble telescope was put into space by the Space Shuttle Discovery today, back in 1990, just so you know. Thank you. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, it's like you always say, the better team will play down to their opponent. Suns will clear the Clippers and play up to their next opponent. Go Suns.
See, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
I like that.
Yeah, because you guys just brought it up. I think the Suns, if they move on, I think they will play a better series against the Nuggets.
And I also think that having Campaign back will help a bunch because he gives that.
Is he finally coming back? Gee whiz!
Is he back tonight or is it?
Well, they said he's clear to play. I don't know if they might want to play him tonight or if they might just want to hold him for the Nuggets or
just a few minutes, maybe off the bench there.
Yeah. Just don't give him the opportunity to re-injure himself. But
what did he hurt again? I don't remember he hurt.
Hamstring.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's nagging.
Yeah.
That's a nagging.
It doesn't really go away. It just
let him sit until you absolutely have to.
Yeah. So he may not play tonight, even though he has been cleared.
Cardinal Art says, after heavy consideration, the NFL will still allow Aaron Rodgers to complete ownership of the Chicago Bears, even with his trade to the New York Jets, per league sources. Who knows? I mean, you know what? Actually, no, you're right. Cardinal Art, you're right. The Jets, do they play the Bears this year? They will destroy them if they do. That defense, more than Aaron Rodgers' existence, that defense, holy crap. And I wonder if Aaron Rodgers would, just to put a finer point on it, will start dating Zach Wilson's mom. I mean, why not? just assert your dominance there. Wow. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? Other than the fact that she's a wildebeest. Big Jordan says, Jeffrey's right. It's rigged. Okay. Easy, George. 888-368-1580. What did I have? What was I having you look up there, Keon? I already forgot.
If the Bears and the Jets play.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't know the full schedule yet, do we? We know who they're playing?
Yeah, I think we know the teams. We just don't know the order.
Hey, Bears fans, Packer fans. No, not you. Sorry. Bears fans, Jet fans. Do you guys play each other this year? You guys should know that. 888-368-1580. All right, let's take a break right now. Keon will get that answered. If not, somebody on the text line will, and we'll get back and let's do it. Let's jump in and talk some football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
It's back. The second annual Fire and Fairways Charity Golf Tournament presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is Monday, June 5th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Supporting Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Early entry is just $160 and includes fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, Scottsdale. Win a trip to the 2023 Ryder Cup, a Pebble Beach golf vacation, a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac, and much more. You can help. Be a sponsor or donate a prize. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com.
The pick is in. NFL fans, go to NFLshop.com today and check out the new officially licensed 2023 NFL Draft headwear and apparel. You can rep your favorite NFL team with the on-stage cap worn by the players in this year's draft. Shop today's exclusive offer and choose from the largest assortment for all 32 teams anywhere. Check back in on draft night to land the jersey of your team's first-round pick and celebrate the start of a new NFL year.
I know I need money for retirement, but what should I invest in? I also need money for the kids' college fund, and I'm not sure I have enough insurance. How do I balance all of this? I need a stockbroker, a financial planner, and an insurance agent? Ugh.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Here at Compact, we provide a holistic approach to wealth management with a team of professionals ready to assist you with all of your investment and financial planning needs. We offer our clients a 3-stage process that includes customizing a portfolio to fit your specific investment needs, creating a financial plan designed to help you reach your goals, and estate planning ideas to help ensure that your hard-earned legacy is passed down the way you intended. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's talk about how we can work together to enhance your overall life experience. 1-800-388-9700, 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so let's have that answer now, Keon. Do the Jets play the Bears this year?
They do not.
Oh,
I wanted it so bad, but no.
See you in the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Oh, wow. I just give me credit for not laughing in the middle of that sentence there. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess maybe next year or the year after. It's that thing every 4-year plan, I guess, right? That they're going to end up playing them. So no, I'm sorry, the Cardinal Art, you are incorrect. Anyway, hey Randy, I've been dragging ass pretty bad. I'm tired. You know what my problem is? I can't nap I can't sleep when it's light outside.
Okay.
Very rare do I ever get a nap. Are you able to nap? Can you nap?
It depends. Depends on what's going on.
I've seen Keon fall asleep during the show. I don't even need to ask him that.
I'm borderline narcoleptic. I mean,
yeah,
I'll pass that anyway.
So you're a narc. All right. So anyway, do you nap often? Like on the weekend and stuff? Do you, he's a narc. So I'm gonna call narcoleptics from now on. Do you get a nap in? How long do you nap for when you nap?
I don't know, like 45 minutes ish.
You ever like wake up and feel worse?
Only if it goes longer than that. If it's about 40 minutes, I'm okay. You start going into, I closed my eyes in an hour, it's gone by. I generally do feel worse afterwards. Yeah.
Boogie says napping is easier with the Golf Channel on.
Well,
that's a pro tip right there. How long do you nap for, Randy? Hey, if you're catching a little bit of a nap.
It depends on what I have planned for my day. It could go 30 minutes. It could be a 15-minute power nap.
Mm-hmm. Well, the people at NASA, instead of researching, how to get to the Mars, what they've done is research on the perfect length of a nap.
Okay.
Yeah, they found the perfect length of a nap, 26 minutes.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, so I was right there in the sweet spot.
Yeah, you're a little bit late. They say
nice.
If you nap for 26 minutes, you'll be 54% more alert and 34% better at whatever you do next.
There you go.
Here's why.
You go. Yeah.
At 26 minutes, you're only going through the first 2 stages of sleep. You're not entering the others, which can make you feel groggy or feel worse when you wake up later. So, but here's the thing. How do you time it? Because do you ever just fall asleep immediately after you say, I'm napping? Nobody does that. I mean, if you do, oh man, lucky you. But how do they have things in them Apple Watches that'll say, oh, I can tell you're asleep. Now I'm gonna sound an alarm in 26 minutes.
I think they do, but you have to set the alarm.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you have to be able to say, okay, nap alarm. You hit the button when it knows you're asleep. Then you're on the 26-minute clock, and then it's like,
as far as I know,
you know what, Steve Jobs, you suck.
Which is a shame that they
Steve
can't
Jobs
do
is
that
dead,
because they can already track when you're asleep. So
if
it
they
wouldn't
can
be
track
that
when
much
you're
more.
asleep. Yeah, you should be able to trigger the thing, the timer. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think, but I don't think they have that option.
This
available.
NASA information is useless unless you can get a sleep timer to start when you fall asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Or you're me.
You can fall right asleep like that?
Yes.
God, I'm jealous. I can't even sleep when it's light outside. You can just fall asleep in a chair, right?
My problem is, and the reason why I'm such a horrible morning person is I have trouble staying asleep. So when I go to bed at night, I'll be asleep, and then an hour and a half later, I'm up, and I got to figure out how to go back to sleep.
Yeah, you got to get that prostate checked. 888-368-1580. Lost Toby says nothing is easier with a fifth of whiskey. I'm sorry, napping is easier. Yes, that is true. That is true. I don't know if that's the NASA sleep, but I like it. Big George is like, hey, why so much hate for the Bears? Well, nobody's hating on the Bears. They just haven't been great. I will say this, though. I do like your quarterback. I think you have got some great draft picks. You got a nice future, George. Don't be such a sensitive person, man. There's no way they're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
I'll say that right now.
I totally agree. And Ryan Poles is a solid GM. I'm interested in seeing, he's a young guy, and all of the moves he's made so far have been really sharp and smart. So I hope he can continue that. But they're not ready.
Boomer Sooner says, Keon, gummies, man. Why are you trying to advocate he does gummies? And he says, I'm like Randy. I love my power naps. Jeffrey, my Sooners. Oh, never mind. Good call. Good call.
Well,
Lung Butter is flexing his napping prowess and says, I fell asleep at an indoor monster truck rally. Fell asleep or passed out. Those are two different things. But if it was sleep, good on you, man. Good on you. Anyways, I was just kind of curious, and I've tried a thing where you put the thing on you, the eye cover, the mask thing that covers up your eyes. And then I just feel like something's pushing on my eyelids,
I've fallen asleep during radio programs before, not specifically this one, although I may or may not have fallen asleep during this one. But I in the past with and Jeffrey will attest to this. My air monitors when I was on the air and music radio were extremely loud.
Yes, he has deafened one of my ears. That's another story for another time.
With loud music, I would fall asleep in the middle of loud music.
Yeah.
See, I think NASA
white noise.
I think NASA should do a test on that. What constitute white noise?
I agree. No. I think NASA should do some tests on you. I think that's what should happen.
Because
you can learn a lot.
I would be sitting there and loud music would be on, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm waking up and it's the end of the album.
No, yeah, that's true. Hey, can I show you guys another reason? Yesterday we did talk quite a bit about how bad ESPN is. Can I show you another reason that ESPN sucks?
Please.
Okay, I'm about to show you a picture, and I want you to know the people in this picture probably had more information than we did. But we knew that the Jets and the Packers had been working on a trade for a long time, took a break, and then re-energized and said, hey, let's get this done. We knew. We had talked about it. We had told you guys about this on the air. It was no surprise when you got the news, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets have worked out. We were just like, oh, good, finally, it's about time. This was the reaction of the talking heads on ESPN when the football guy, Schefter, announced it. Come on. That is not the right. Come on.
Was that the reaction to the trade, or like how much the Jets gave up for it?
That was the initial reaction to the trade while Schefter was talking about it. You should know better than this.
That's not shocking.
Can anybody say staged?
Yeah, come on, man. You guys, come on. We all knew it was coming. You didn't need that. That is, I feel like that should be reserved for something else, like the Commanders win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That then is that face,
any team winning a Super Bowl shouldn't be a shock if they get to the Super Bowl.
Some teams, yeah, it's very much a shock. Anyway,
come on,
you'll see it coming. They have to win a bunch of games, then win every game in the playoffs to get there. I don't know how that'd be surprising.
Well, then what would that be better reserved for? That surprise look.
A trade that came out of nowhere.
Kyler Murray trade out of nowhere. Kyler Murray traded to the Commanders for their first round pick.
For a surprise.
Yeah, something that was actually kept under wraps. And then, oh, bleep. I can't believe they did that.
We knew this was coming.
This is not football, but the Kevin Durant trade was.
That was a good one for that.
It was. Nobody was really reporting it, and then bam! Oh, there's a trade.
Right. See my reaction right there. That surprise reaction you saw there when I went. What do you think that's for? Pirates 7, Dodgers 2.
Oh yeah, I got the game.
Nice,
lovely.
That was a legitimate, honest reaction, but appropriate to what it is. 888-368-1580. Fighting Wampa says, you don't have to hate on the Bears. They hate on themselves. They've been in the league for 100 years. They only got one Super Bowl. Heavy Metal Maniac says, sometimes if I have a hard time falling asleep, I take a nice hot shower, and that usually knocks me out for the evening.
Good for you.
I guess so. My wife is the opposite. If she takes a shower, all of a sudden she's awake and ready to do hey, and night. Bliss LeHay says, the Bears quarterback played so well last season, the team ended up with the first pick. Well done. That's not a horrible point. He's but that he had a horrible team around him. He's going to be okay.
That's why I just thought that seems kind of silly to say. The Bears quarterback played fine. The offensive line, wide receivers, tight ends, entire defense, that was not good.
It's a good point, but
it's a good point, but
brighter days ahead.
But it's like, look at the rest of the roster. Nobody played well on that team.
I wish we had the first pick. All right. Colts fan Dan says, if the Bears can get to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, then why not with Justin Fields? Well, they have almost a brand new team coming, I think, in this draft.
And also Rex Grossman was backed up by a fantastic defense. That defense was unbelievable. That's how you get to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman.
Boomer Sooner says, gummies are legal, Keon. I love them. that explains some of your text, actually.
And
Ross
I have
Toby
tried them.
says Mexican kids were raised going to sleep on chairs put together to make a bed at a family party. Loud noise ain't keeping me from napping. He does also say, "Oh, Seattle, how about that? How about a surprise of maybe if Seattle had thrown the ball at the for 1 yard line with beast mode, that would have caused that face." Yes, I think we all had that face.
Every single one of us.
What the hell? He's throwing it.
Yeah.
Bliss LaHaye says Fields sucks as a throwing quarterback, although he's an excellent running back. You're not giving him a chance.
No,
and he's better at throwing than you think.
And the thing with having a guy that's a great runner is that Justin Fields is not inaccurate because he can't put the ball in places accurately. He just doesn't understand what he's looking at out there when he looks at defenses. And if a guy can run, then he can get the reps that he needs. He can see the NFL game. He can see the speed of the NFL game. And then he can use his legs until he's gotten to the point where he can start to use his mind and do that, which is the reason why people are looking at Anthony Richardson. Because guess who else is going to suck as a passer until he figures it out? It's going to be him, But Cam Newton really sucked until at one point he figured it out, won an MVP, went to a Super Bowl. That can happen.
Yeah, if the Bears wanted to trade Justin Fields to the Colts, I wouldn't be mad. Fecal Miss says, I got my wife to talk to me when I need to sleep. That's what I do. That's a dangerous game you're playing.
I would recommend it, but do what you want.
So remember all the times, Randy, this is even way before Keon was on. They'd show up. I'd say there's no way it's going to work. There's no way it's going to survive. This will not last. And every other co-host on the show is trying to talk. No, they've got the money. No, they got the TV deal. No, it's going to be great. I can't wait. And I've always been the guy who says, nope, ain't going to work.
Talking about spring football. Go ahead.
Talking about spring football, XFL, USFL, AFL, CFL, whatever the hell L's or what was the other one that we actually like, the hot shots where they were the AF?
AAF.
Yeah, they were the AF. Well, now we have the numbers. The XFL 3.0 has finished the season with average viewers 622,000 out of 330 million people, maybe 350 now. I don't know.
They couldn't even get 1 million.
No.
Wow.
But they could if they combine their ratings with the USFL, who had 455,000 viewers.
And USFL is about to kick off again.
Yeah. So wait, are they? I thought they were still playing.
Yeah, no, they're either they kicked off last weekend or I don't know exactly when. I don't keep up with them.
Same, but it's going to be soon if it hasn't happened already.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I didn't even know. I think they just had a championship, the XFL or something.
Oh, the XFL's got the playoffs going on.
Yeah, the USFL,
huge numbers. Huge.
Didn't even bother to advertise. I haven't even seen anything for them.
So I told you.
Yeah, no,
that's all I'm here to say.
I got duped by the AF, the Alliance of American Football. I was very excited about that, and then I watched it, and
we tried to love the hot shots. We really did.
It was not good. It was just not good.
It wasn't their fault. The whole thing just went into the tubes financially, and that was the end of that. We had a guy who used to work on this show who now works for, does he work for the Tampa Bay Rays? Who's he working for now? Whatever, or is it the Washington Nationals? I think he actually went, no, he did. He went,
was it the Phillies?
Beardy guy.
No,
he went off. He works for the Nationals now. But anyway, he was working for the AF when they went under, and he didn't get paid. So the poor guy.
Almost nobody, like a bunch of players, tried to sue because the contracts just didn't even make it to the end of the season.
So I rest my case. That right there. If this year and last year, like, hey, we're back. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I mean, the XFL and USFL both appear to be better run than the Alliance of American Football. But it doesn't matter how well you run an organization if nobody wants your product.
It's going to be over soon. Hook'em Hottie says a glass of wine or 3 puts me to sleep, or just watching CNN. Booger Wolf says, all right, seriously. All right, a serious note here. He says, go Hawks tonight. Go Minnesota. Screw Donnie, though. This is what he says. And go Suns. I want my team to win, and I want the others to play longer. Go Suns, boy. King Kitten says, hey, I just had a nap. I had a little nap. And like a puppy after the nap, I got to poop. Then I got to take a quick shower. Well, thank you for all that unnecessary information, but I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, guys, 2 hours down and 1 to go. Back with more NFL is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Colts fan Dan already with some draft opinion says some team is going to pass on Hendon Hooker, and they're going to regret it. Like the Bears did with Mahomes.
I think the guy that everybody should be looking at, Bijan Robinson.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty. People are going to pass on Bijan because he's a running back, and the data about running backs in the NFL. But I don't care who it is. There's still a place in the NFL for a guy that can do what Bijan does to people, because we can see it with Saquon Barkley. We can see it with Derrick Henry, and he's that kind of physical and angry.
I
real early though. Where would you think he would fall in there, Randy? Running back is not generally something that's going to get picked in the first 15.
It's not a sexy pick, but I got to be honest with you.
He would have to be way beyond astounding.
I think somebody, if they pick him up late first round, that would be about where I would expect him to go. But I have a feeling he's going to be skipped over because he's a running back, and he's going to be one of these guys. And sure, he's going to get picked up. He's going to go to a team. He's going to be very productive. Everybody's going to be raging about him. Yeah. And then he's going to get hurt. He's probably going to have an ACL or something. He's going to have to come back just like Saquon Barkley. No, I'm not.
You're guessing his entire career.
I'm not minimizing it. I'm just telling you, this is the way I feel about Bijan Robinson. He is a talented running back. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's on the level of a Saquon Barkley. I feel almost like,
if I want to ask Keon that, because it's one of his guys from the Texas team.
Don't just ask me though. I mean, if you just watch him, anybody who has seen Bijan Robinson run, he's
special.
Fast
and he can catch
physical. He's big. He can catch passes. But when he ends up on one-on-one situations with people, he doesn't go around them. He goes through them. He's right. Good. And Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way, is another dude that maybe keep an eye out for him.
I think he's one of the hiders, one of the hidden golden nuggets of the draft.
And I do think that Hendon Hooker, there might be something there.
I am looking at the draft order right now, and it feels like a lot of people need a quarterback, but who do you think would be first up to get Bijan Robinson? I'm just looking down this list, and it's a quarterback thirsty bunch of teams, which of course you can't all get the quarterback. So who are we thinking? Who are we thinking? The Bears
I'll
have
tell you.
the pick at 9.
If it's not the Bears at 9, I'll tell you who I think is going to get them. Tennessee. They're shopping Derrick Henry.
They're also possibly shopping Tannehill though,
and they're trying to get out of the Derrick Henry $50 million contract. And who listen, if you get down to Tennessee and Bijan Robinson's there, it wouldn't surprise me to see they pull the trigger on him in the first round.
Who in the upper echelon there needs a running back and might accept picks and a trade to be in a position to get Bijan Robinson? Nobody's trading up.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to trade up for a back.
Yeah.
He's going to have to fall to you because.
As I said, picks and the trade. Not just pick. I mean, there's got to be more to it, but
yeah.
So maybe Tennessee then.
Maybe Tennessee, but at 11, you would. I just wouldn't think you'd have to move for a running back, And that's the thing is I don't see anybody really trading up into 15 or 10 to get him. But if you happen to be between 10 and 15, you're obviously going to take a look. I think that if he falls out of that group of teams. I'm looking at the Chargers at 21 because they have a whole thing going on with Austin Eckler. He doesn't really want to be there. And
that's right.
If you put Bijan Robinson in that offense.
Oh boy, and he's under a rookie contract.
Exactly. And put him alongside Herbert, and then with all those weapons that they have at wide receiver, and they've got a great offensive line. Yikes.
All right. So I'm just trying to think about what people need though here. And I don't know. New England needs everything. Man, that team is going to be the worst team in the NFL maybe this year. It depends on how things go, but they are in bad shape.
Well, they got O'Reilly. O'Reilly, is that him from Houston?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
Butt chin O'Brien.
Forget it. We'll do it live. Anyway. Listen, I think he's going to have great input on this Patriot draft, don't you? It's not going to be Bill and his miniature dog.
He makes a lot of dumb ideas. No, Bill O'Brien is going to maybe say, hey, we might like this guy, but you don't let him anywhere near having it. Remember the trades? The trades?
Yes, I remember the trades, but he's also he's in a role of an offensive coordinator. He's not in a role of a GM now. And what's going to make his offense click? What's going to make his team go?
Right now, quarterback.
It's such a great offensive line draft, though, that I can't see the Patriots going past Darnell Wright, Broderick Jones, those guys. like those are two awesome linemen who are going to be in the league for a long time. And it would be weird of the Patriots to get a running back without an offensive line to actually create push for that running back. They could do it. Wouldn't say that Bill O'Brien wouldn't be able to maybe convince Bill that that's something that he would want. But if your offensive line is like what the Patriots have going on, you should probably fix that.
So Hookem Hottie says Cowboys really want Bijan if he's there at 26. I don't think they're going to move up for him though. All right.
If he falls to 26, the Cowboys are going to get him, and I will weep. But that would be a great fit, because then you'd get Zeke's moving on, and then you just replace him with, quite frankly, a better guy.
But they've got Tony Pollard.
They do, but I know that McCarthy loves to run the ball.
Yeah,
so if you have Bijan and Pollard, that could be
roast beef.
That could be a tandem.
The problem is you don't ever know really what Jerry Jones is going to do. And even Jerry Jones himself, he's like, "Yeehaw, you're not going to know anything I'm going to do, because I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't know right now. You know what I'm going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. Nobody knows. I feel like I'm just going to pick 26. That's what we're doing. That's all I know. It's difficult. It's difficult to know right now what I'm going to do. You know, you let the draft play out. You take some hours there. You maybe go off. You get yourself a beer. You come on back. You have a sandwich. You go out there and you talk to some people. And all of a sudden, you got plenty of time to talk about that. We're at 26. Goddammit. I don't know what to tell you. We don't know what we're going to do until I tell you we're going to do. Remember, that's how I got CeeDee Lamb. I fell asleep in the back office there. Well, there was a girl there, but that's none of your business. Anyway, so I tell you what, you read all the mock drafts, you see all the things out there. I don't know.
Spot damn on.
Spot on. That's a direct quote.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Fecal Mist says, all this football talk has psyched me up for Blender League. Can you tell me how it's determined who moves from Premier League? Fecal Mist, we announced this. I don't have it in front of me, but we announced who did move up and who did not move up. So I'll have to get back to you on that. Let's just say if you didn't get an email or a notification,
you're not moving.
Yeah, probably not you.
Yeah.
Karaoke. The answer is no. But thanks for texting in. It's been a while since we've seen you. 888-368-1580. Burger Wolf says, every time Randy wears sandals, the front of his foot there always hangs out so far. His toes scrape the street. Salted foot hooligan.
It was specific in that I understand what you meant.
I don't think I've ever seen Randy's toes. The entire time I've known Randy, I've never seen his feet. He has seen mine. I wore sandals to one of our pizza Olympics, and Randy looked down at my feet and he's like, wow, they're not going to look like that later. And he was right, because my feet got so damn sunburned.
Yeah.
It was like 3rd-degree burns. I couldn't wear shoes for like a couple of weeks. I had to put all kinds of aloe vera, and I'd walk around.
True.
That's how bad I burnt my feet. And he saw it coming. He's like, all right, well,
interesting.
Good
choice.
luck. I think I still have a weird tan still from that.
Just a permanent tan.
Almost 30 years ago, there is like a mark like this where I was wearing them sandals. I bleep you not. I love how Randy didn't give me advice. He just says, your feet are going to look very different later. Like, what?
Well,
No,
you're a man. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
I had no idea, but yeah, that's why I'm sunburned now, because I'm dumb when it comes to the sun. Big George, don't jinx it. I'm not even reading your text, because since you've texted that, the Dodgers got another 2 runs. So George is quietly jinxing, and now the Pirates are only up 7-4 over the Dodgers.
Come on, Pirates! Come on, man!
Ooh, crap! Hold on. Okay, you guys are gonna wait because I'm gonna do this. What is the Pirates Twitter handle there?
At Pirates?
Go at
Bucks, maybe?
Pirates. Yeah, there it is. Pirates. Just simple Pirates. Aha! That's why they're struggling, because I forgot to tweet that. I tweeted it.
Yeah, there it is.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pirates are now a win.
Raven Kid. You know what? I didn't see that there. Now I see it. He says, I personally think the Eagles are the only team in the top 20 who are likely to go after a running back. Tennessee has bigger needs than running back. Personally, I have Bijan going closer to the back end with the Bengals, though. Philadelphia.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Philadelphia is picking 10th right now. They got that from the New Orleans Titans.
So what are the Titans going to do? I mean, they're shopping. They're shopping Derrick Henry.
Well, they're also, like I said, they're also shopping Tannehill. So there's some concerns.
Yeah, I mean, but they showed up at the combine, and they walked in smoking a big cigar. Hey, everybody, we're taking offers for King Henry. Come on, right over here. I mean, the sideshow just started.
Yeah, I mean, I think for them, they need something of a soft reboot. They kind of realize how far they can go. If they win the division, they make the playoffs. They haven't been able to go anywhere with Tannehill.
Titans move up take the Cardinals pick. They give us all sorts of trade and draft pick assets, and we get Derrick Henry.
And you think that the Tennessee Titans will take a quarterback there?
Yes.
Well, could be. Makes sense. I mean, they're not even talking about any of this stuff to do with Tannehill probably till after the draft or on draft day itself. But nobody is going to take Tannehill in a trade. I mean, I don't think he has a big contract or anything.
I don't think he does. The contract was kind of big at the time, but it's aged pretty well.
It was big because they were like, "Wait, what? Tannehill?"
Okay. They DFA him like the Diamondbacks did with the Mad Bum.
They won a bunch of games with him, but I think someone would take Tannehill. I don't think
who would take Tannehill.
I mean, there are definitely plenty of teams that are desperate enough. Mine probably would.
Yeah, the Commanders would absolutely take it.
Just
you know who else?
Just teams that are just looking for a
New Orleans,
Tampa Bay.
New Orleans would take
New Orleans got Derek Carr.
Yeah, I don't think New Orleans would do it.
Oh, right, they got Derek Carr. I forgot about that. Then I guess who needs them? The Tennessee Titans.
But they're starting over, so they don't need him. They don't need somebody to go out there.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. They need a quarterback
and win 8 or 9 games, not make the playoffs or barely make the playoffs, and then go nowhere. That's what they're trying to avoid. So they don't want Tannehill.
Sometimes it's hard being me, being the Southwest Regional Man Card Commissioner, because I get asked a lot of questions. Is this a man card violation? Is that a man card violation? Sometimes they're good questions. Sometimes they're dumb as hell. But this right here, George, you should know better. George says, is that a man card violation to walk around going, No, I wasn't going, I wasn't crying. I was just, ow, ow, ow. There's nothing wrong with ow, ow, ow. Did that sound unmanly to anyone? And I wasn't even saying ow. I was like, that hurts.
As I recall, he didn't even make that noise when he came in on Monday morning.
Yeah, I made that noise for radio effect. I probably came in and says, hey, get a load of this. Look at how nasty this looks. I think Randy's like, that might leave a scar. And I'm like, you think so? Because that's how you are when you're a man. You're like, this is a cool scar that you'll never see at a job interview. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I said something like that looks like 3rd-degree burn to me.
I think that's where I learned the term because I didn't know. But no, it's not a man card violation, George.
No.
Jiminy. Christmas.
No, he showed up for work Monday. He didn't call out.
Jagdog says, I went up to the receptionist desk to drop off a package and overheard one of the girls at her desk say, I guess it depends on how he penetrates you. I came around the corner and asked, she asked me, I heard her say anything. I said, penetration. And then she ran off into her office embarrassed. It's not connected to anything we're talking about. That is a fantastic story. Well, he's a delivery guy. Wow.
Can we take a moment and just let that soak in?
I wonder if those girls are still listening from the lacrosse team.
I hope they're at the lacrosse game now, playing, I hope.
Yeah, you'd hope so. President Wallet says, being able to make that noise should be a man card violation.
No.
It's not. It's just, if I just sit there and be like, and made like noise. No, it's just.
That's man card right there.
Yeah. You're allowed to be hurt. That's the manly hurt noise. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the way, Prison Wallet, I am also I'm many things, but I'm also an actor. And so if I am going to portray somebody going, you believed it, didn't you? You felt like, oh my God, Jeffrey, are you okay? Because I'm good. I'm a good actor. Raven Kid says, if somebody offers Lamar one of those crazy contracts after the draft and the Ravens can't replace him in the draft, I know one of the teams that'd be interested for sure. I had to do that because he said insert nervous laugh, I guess. Oh, son of a bitch. You mean the Colts?
I think he does mean the Colts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't want to come out and say it.
I wouldn't be mad. Are you trying
with
to
Lamar
unload
Jackson? You would not be mad with Lamar Jackson.
No, but are you trying to unload him, Raven Kid? Or is maybe he's got the nervous laugh because he doesn't want to lose Lamar?
Maybe.
What are your feelings on this, Raven Kid?
Well, I know Raven Kid does Lamar, not. Though. He is not loyal to any team. He's loyal to the player.
Oh, that's right.
So
I forgot.
He would become Colts fan
that's just
by proxy.
That's he's called Raven Kid, Randy.
It's just basketball.
Yeah,
it's called Raven Kid because he likes Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson went to
maybe Lamar's kid,
if they went to Indianapolis Colt, he would change.
Random texter would probably not be happy if he called himself Lamar's kid.
No, I don't think so. I think
there'd be some uncomfortable conversations at the dinner table.
Some respect for his dad there.
Mm-hmm. So how about this? Nobody is surprised, but the Vikings exercised the 5th-year option on Justin Jefferson. And of course, you knew that was going to happen. And so it is official today. So he'll get his $19.7 million for the 24 season. And everything will be happy. Everything will be happy.
Well, the Vikings are going, oh, there you go. Congratulations. We're we're going to pay you $19 million. Here you go. Just sign right here. Just go ahead and sign here. No, don't think about it. Just sign right here.
No. He needs to think about it. He's only going to make $2.4 million this year. It's the next year he gets $19.7 million. And I didn't see the word. It's guaranteed. It is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So they're still here it is right here. Let me give you a pin. Here's mine. I just cleaned it today.
It's still a steal, but that's why you want to find good players in the first round, because that's the round where you get to have that 5th-year option.
Justin Jefferson will be able to pay his rent. He'll be fine. He'll be happy. And I don't know. What do you think he's angry about this? No, of course not.
I don't think he's angry
that's part
about
of,
it.
That's part of his rookie deal.
But
he's the highest paid. He'll be the highest paid wide receiver ever when he gets his next contract.
His agent is like, dude, we could so take them right here. It's cool, bro.
But when they
then he's going to sign right there on the dotted line.
Yeah, when they pick up the 5th year, the agent doesn't have a thing to do with it. It's already set in stone. You know.
Yeah, it was already written into the original idea. So
see what I'm talking about?
I wouldn't pay the agent this year. You did nothing. 888-368-1580. So when we come back, let's talk about, I'm confused. I always thought they gave these guys the Wonderlic test and, to find out, is the guy smart or stupid? And now there's a new test. And then some of these results have leaked out, or at least they're saying they have, and it's causing some trouble. And it has possibly changed where Will Levis shows up on the betting odds for the draft when maybe it shouldn't. I'll explain it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Yeah, I caught my first fish, Dad. Great job, buddy. He's a beauty.
Thanks for taking me fishing. Love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could.
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure the boat's always ready for those magical father-son moments. Who knows, maybe someday he'll actually like fishing. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
Oh, you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I know what a Venn diagram is. That's when the circle graph things sort of intersect with each other. And then, but what is that when it says if this, then? Is that like an engineering diagram where it asks you a question is like, if this, then yes. If that, then no. Then there's arrows, it goes to the next thing. What's that Called?
Confusing?
Flow chart, I guess. Okay. I saw a pretty good one from Brad Denny. He's an ASU guy. And here's the diagram. It says, did you play for Colorado in 2022? And then it shows yes. Then it says, then you won't play for Colorado in 2023. If you said no, it says you could play for Colorado in 2023. That's the whole diagram. That is how everybody's figuring stuff out.
A lot of guys going to the transfer portal from Colorado.
Many people, most people, lots of the entire team.
Well,
15 guys is a lot of people to go.
Didn't
many people.
Yeah. Deion Sanders walk in there and say, look, if you played here last year, you won't be playing here next year?
Well,
no, that's not what he said.
He didn't say that, but he said, you know, just so you know, some of you might want to transfer out. I brought my own bags and their coach.
Well, if you played here last year, you won't be playing here next year. That's what I take it as.
I didn't know that coach was a purse. I just learned that today. I was getting somebody gave me a hard time on the Twitter. Somebody said on the Twitter, it was a dumb question, I thought, and I didn't understand it. But I was asked this question, and the question had to do with purses. I'm like, what the hell, man? This guy says, if Aaron Rodgers was a fake purse on Canal Street, what brand would it be? I said, that's the weirdest question I've ever come across. I can't even answer. I have no idea what purse brands there are. And I said, what, members only? And he says, come on, bro, go to a Dillard's or something. I'm like, what? I don't know lady stuff. Am I supposed to? And he says, no, but he says Coach and Burberry, Fendi, Prada, kind of worldwide, you know? And I responded saying, first, I thought Coach was a 90s TV show about a football coach. Burberry was a type of carpet. Fendi was a little Italian car. And Prada was some sort of coat the devil wears in a movie I never saw. So I'm telling you, I don't know what the damn purses are supposed to be. Do you know any purse brands, Randy?
I do know Coach, but that's about it.
Keon?
Doesn't Louis Vuitton make purses also?
I don't know what Louis Vuitton makes.
I thought Louis Vuitton was a king.
I thought he was dead.
Well, he might be dead, but the brand still exists, and they make bags, suitcases, all that kind of stuff. But also,
I bet he's getting none of that money.
Well, if he's not alive, no, he wouldn't. He definitely would not.
I don't think I should be required to know girl stuff. You know, if a guy knows girl stuff, listen, as a husband, you know, I know some girl stuff because I know that, you know, you see.
Well, that's how I found out about Coach.
Kim likes a Coach bag. Huh?
No, Kim doesn't.
Oh, she once said she might like one.
No, there was somebody else.
What that said, hey, you should get her one.
The Wicked Witch of the North. She was a big Coach fan.
Well, what does that have to do with Kim?
Nothing. You brought Kim up.
Oh, I am confused.
I said I know about Coach because of Yeah, female that was in my life at the time.
Oh, not the good one, the bad one.
Yeah.
What kind of purse does Kim have?
Kim's very sensible. She has different types. She doesn't really have any top line stuff. She likes a lot of Brighton stuff.
Are we supposed to know these things? Like what the brand names are? I guess
Yeah.
we should, because if we want to buy him something.
I mean, if I asked her, she would probably tell me, but she's pretty sensible. I mean, Brighton's kind of expensive. That's about the most expensive type of purse I think she would want.
Is there like a brand that's like pretty damn good, but not like psychotically expensive?
I don't know. I'm not a purse shopper.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'll just get her a vacuum cleaner. 888-368-1580.
I probably wouldn't do that.
Maybe in the 1960s, but
here, honey,
have a vacuum cleaner.
Here's a Hoover.
Something's got to suck in this house. Anyway,
wow.
Blissful Hayes says it's definitely a man card violation. Oh, they're giving me a hard time for going like that. Shut up. Your eyes are just trying to, you don't know nothing. Colts Van Dan says, Jeffco, you sounded like my girlfriend doing reverse cowboy. That's not true. First, I'm going to say you probably don't have a girlfriend. And second, if you did, you wouldn't survive the reverse cowboy with that itty bitty little penis of yours. Booger Wolf says
she sounds like her feet hurt.
Yeah.
But why would she sound like that?
Maybe he's like a Rex Ryan creep or something on her feet. Booger Wolf says we need Minnesota to win tonight. Still screw Don the fraud, but we need those guys to wear down the joke ass. Every Batman fan hates the Joker. Wow, there's a lot going on there.
The analogy is just going way too deep.
Well, Minnesota's playing the Nuggets, so
I know I get it. It's
just we started talking about Batman fans, and I understand he's the Joker. We get it, but
he's a dad bod god.
He sure is.
So do the Suns, tall, fat, lucky shot bastard. What? I don't know what he's talking about. Hookamati says women all know that men are big babies. No man card needed. But there's no baby there. If I have a 3rd-degree burn in my foot and the worst I do is but that's just come on. Everybody makes that noise when you're going. Like, let's say you go to get the trash cans. You forgot your flip flops or something. You're on the hot driveway.
Yeah,
that's man card violation.
Thing. Or the time
that
I was
awfully big with the man or babies comment today.
I was in high school and my youngest brother left Legos everywhere. That's the sound I made. It's just
no, you are granted one good when you step on a Lego in the middle of the night.
The very first one, but once I stepped on one, I was like, there's more. There's more. And the light
you turn
switches
the
all
damn
the way
lights
across
on.
the room. Oh boy. Good times.
Big George, you are not. What's wrong with you people? He says, "Oh yeah, I'm the Southern California Regional Man Card Committee." No, you're not. You're not. I am the Southwest, which encompasses California as well. So sorry, Big George. That doesn't fly.
Big George, are there any men in Southern California anymore? I think not.
Hefty Lefty says, so Randy can have
Might say
clones
at
of
least
Jeffrey Keon and Big George's house, but still not watch the Diamondbacks on YouTube TV.
No.
Valley Sports is the devil.
Yeah, they suck.
Mr. Pink Eye says, purses is big business. I like going to Goodwill looking at purses. Sometimes people throw expensive ones.
Excuse me?
Well, I think you're selling it on eBay. I guess that's pretty smart right there. That's good business. You go to that Last Chance place. I heard people do that there too. Cardinal Art says, as a happy married man, Dooney and Burke purses and Bath and Body Works smell good for the missus is always my go-to. Dooney and Burke.
See, I thought that was a detective series from the 70s.
Yeah, I thought you
had Starsky and Hutch. You had
Yeah.
Dooney and Burke.
Dooney and Burke.
Cagney and Lasky or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. All right, I don't want to talk about the lady stuff no more. Can we talk about the draft a little bit? Now, Keon, are you all done? Have you already put together your mock draft for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll go over it one more time tonight, but I'm pretty much.
You're going to go over it again?
No, he's going to go over it for the first time because he has just sat around not doing it. He's like every homework assignment he's ever had. He does it like 3 minutes before he has to be there. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong for how homework went, but when it comes to the draft is fun for me, man. I've been doing mock drafts since before anybody wanted me to do mock drafts. I had a blog.
We didn't want
nobody
you to do one here either, but you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but
we can't stop you
because you want to mock it. Maybe
That's
people,
not a draft noise.
nobody.
Randy.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody.
That's the Jetsons doorbell.
Sorry.
Nobody mocked my mock drafts when I first started doing them because no one read my blog. So it's just I like doing it. I don't have to be told to do a mock draft. I do one every year because I like it. It's fun.
We're going to mock you. Anyway,
Sure.
Big George says, can I be the deputy? No, you can't, George. You're the Daily Blender legal counsel. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, trying to climb the ladder. Other analogies. Raven Kent says, there's also the type of purses that you win at the Downs, the winnings, many different purses. Yes, Raven Kid, but we're
At
not.
the Downs?
Yeah, the horse track, yeah, that kind of thing. Hefty Lefty says, Dooney and Burke have licensing agreements with multiple pro sports leagues so lady fans can show their fanhood with their purses covered to their favorite team logo. Oh, good to know. Would you just find that at the NFL.com? I don't know.
Probably.
If my wife would carry, she's very classy. I don't know if she would walk around with a Cardinals purse.
Not even to a Cardinals game.
She might going
Which
to
is
the
only
Cardinals game.
context where that would
She
make.
might. She might.
Maybe. Yeah, you might be right. Maybe that, and that's it. Then it just sit there, The Jet says, hey, Keon, what do you have the Cardinals doing with Don't tell them anything, Keon. That's for tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we'll be mocking my mock draft tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow in the 4 o'clock hour,
So-
we're going to mock his draft.
So what are the Cardinals doing at number 3?
Randy can't tell you what he
What?
thinks on that because it's part of his mock draft.
Oh,
going
that's
to mock
tomorrow. Oh,
That's
Here's
tomorrow.
all
Randy.
I say. I don't do trades in my mock draft.
Can we talk when you're off the air? Maybe you could give me a
No, don't
heads up?
tell him.
Yeah.
Trust me. I learned this when I did a morning show with him. Don't tell him what you're going to do or it doesn't have the same effect.
What are you talking about?
It's always better when Randy is a surprised Randy.
What are you talking about?
Trust me on this. Big George says, okay, Jeffrey, sounds good. I guess I'll have to just sleep my way to the top. Okay, again, that's not going to help you at all. There's no sleep. I just give up on this. Keon's lady. By the way, Keon's lady's on the text line. She was at the barbecue shindig on Sunday night.
Did you get plenty of sleep that night? You okay?
Who?
Keon's lady. She had to leave.
Oh,
remember she had to get up early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just asking. Just want to know if she's okay.
All right. Well, there's one. Keon's lady. Did you get enough sleep that night?
Yeah.
And 2, she says, "There's no way your wife would use a Cardinals purse." Well, I mean, how would you make that assessment after only seeing her one time? I mean, yeah, she's classy and all, but she gets in the garb when we go. She gets on a jersey. She'll put on the stuff.
She would have the purse then. Yeah.
But then only at a game.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Keon's lady is absolutely right.
Yeah.
And she says, yes, I got enough sleep.
Good. Thank you. I'm glad.
Hook'em Hottie says, yeah, my Longhorn purse is Dooney and Burke. I get so many good compliments. Hefty Lefty says, drafting on Thursday is boring. That's why the Broncos are waiting until Friday. Is that what you're telling yourself?
The Dolphins, too. Though the league took their pick, but still.
Guess who you drafted, Hefty Lefty? Russell Wilson.
Damn.
I know.
Damn. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
We all thought it was.
It was
Don't
a great
act
idea.
like
at the time.
we were not suddenly scared of the Broncos.
I looked at that and I was like, the AFC West is going to be the best division in football. Look at all of these quarterbacks. And well, only 2 of them turned out to be any fun to watch.
I don't know if I want to read this text. I feel bad about this text. Boomer Sooner says, hey, Blender Nation, Boomer Sooner is going through a divorce. Anyone want to get a beer? That just,
I don't know how to react to that.
Sorry, we don't have a remote coming up, but don't even know how to facilitate that for you, Boomer Sooner. But sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says, who are we sleeping with? Put me in, coach. All right. The Jet says, I like barbecue. Fourth Dimension likes barbecue. I don't remember seeing an invite. So you keep texting that every now and then, and Randy will eventually invite you over too. Big George. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading anything. We're going to take a break here soon enough. But I was trying to get to the whole Wonderlic thing. There's a new version of that. Did you know that? Did they throw out the Wonderlic, or are they still doing that too?
No, they threw out the Wonderlic because it doesn't tell you anything Not in the football sense of what you want to know. Like Wonderlic will tell you, okay, guy's smart, but that doesn't tell you when he gets out on the football field and, there's a corner blitz coming from his left, what's he going to do? That the Wonderlic doesn't tell you any of that. Teams want to know about how does a guy process information? How does he diagnose things? Wonderlic can't possibly tell you that, so they've moved to this S2 test.
Is that what this thing does, this S2?
That's what it's supposed to do. That's what they're aiming with it. And of course, they tweak it all the time. But yeah, that's the goal.
So you sit down for 45 minutes. It's like taking the SATs, and you go through there, and everything Keon just said, that is correct. You're just sitting there trying to figure out. And, instead of just measuring general cognitive ability, like they did math, vocabulary, reasoning. The S2 test has 50 multiple choice questions that got to be answered in 12 minutes. And it's more like what Keon says. Well, somebody leaked the scores, and they said that CJ Stroud had the lowest score amongst all quarterbacks. And the percentage that now it's, you can only get 50 points, but the percentage score that's okay. For example, Bryce Young got a 98%. Jake Hayner got a 96%. Levis, 93. Richardson, 79. Hooker, 49. CJ Stroud, 18%. Now, that has affected Vegas. That has affected everybody's mock drafts. Now you start seeing all these questions, all these stories. Will Levis shooting up to could possibly be taken number one. Oh, well, everybody's losing their minds. But then the people who did this test says, whoa. This information that leaked out, you have to understand that those leaks, that is not accurate information that just got out. And of course, he didn't address that whether it was or wasn't CJ Stroud's score that came out or the score numbers were correct. He says, listen, you have to understand these numbers are not completed. And so, they're not accurate yet. And he says some of the reason could be for narrative purposes. The other reason is they don't have any context. And then so somebody could have gotten a list of early scores and one of particular athletes. So I'm not going to say who it is, but it was delayed. He was doing that test at 11 p.m. He didn't even want to do the test. So he didn't care. He was frustrated. So, he says, I'm not saying that was CJ Stroud, but for context purposes, the scores that were leaked, and there are a couple of them, they're inaccurate and there needs to be context. So basically somebody leaked this information I just read off to you before it's time. So if there was other pieces of information that need to go with that weren't with that, well, now it's incomplete information. And now everybody at Vegas is losing their mind. And it could also have effect on how teams, well, at least before this person said that, was looking at players.
Yeah, it's funny because actually a week and a half ago, I was listening to the Pro Football Focus podcast, and they had the dude that runs the test on. And he was saying that you can't look at, I think this was just the cognition scores. There's more.
Was that Brandon Alley?
God, I can't remember his name right now.
But name dropper.
Well,
you literally dropped his name. You don't even remember it.
I was listening to the podcast. I mean, I'm not saying
I thought you said you had somebody on your show.
No. I was listening to Pro Football Focus's podcast.
Name picker upper.
Okay, sure. And then he was talking about there's multiple dimensions to this test. So when people leak a score, they're not leaking all the other dimensions that the test covers for. So this doesn't tell you anything about CJ Stroud if it is CJ, and it doesn't tell you anything about Will Levis because you're only looking at one portion of like the 6 or 7 dimensions of the test.
But somebody could leak that information to try to get somebody else to go, ooh, maybe we skip on Stroud.
Maybe
and
somebody
then
else
they're
wants
like,
Stroud.
Yes.
It happens all the time. That's why the Wonderlic scores got leaked in the first place is, teams would like a certain player. And if you can make a guy seem dumb, whatever team wanted him originally might have to second guess whether or not they were going to take that guy. And then you get him on a discount.
Classic misdirection. Listen, we're going to come back with a lot of texts on the text line about that. We also have big Georgia sports history on the way. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved. And the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I think the allergies got to be real bad. I think I got a post-nasal drip tickle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cough going here. But I don't feel it. Anybody else sick or anything? Is anybody sick or just allergies? Is it bad out there?
A lot of allergies, man. A lot of allergies.
All right. You remember I used to get those nasal infections all the time before I had the surgery on my nose?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be about this time of year. So maybe that is what it is. Yeah. We were talking about the Wonderlic replacement S2 test scores that got leaked in CJ Stroud. That was this guy is definitely from Ohio with these scores. So, and it's had an effect on where people are looking here. So let's get caught up on the text line. There's a lot of texts here. Raven Kid says, will there be any mocking on the day of the draft? I know we're mocking Keon's draft tomorrow, but somebody else is pretty good with the mocks as well. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if a team does something particularly stupid on the day of the draft.
Oh, we're definitely mocking
mock
them.
Yeah.
We will not just mock Keon's mock draft. We will mock the real draft. We have no reason not to. Balls of Fury says, congrats on the divorce, Boomer Sooner. Lost Toby says, Boomer Sooner, divorce bar, crawl. Let's do it. I'm in. All right. So now you've got somebody to booze with you, Boomer. The Jet says, I do the wonder lick on the old lady all the time. Whoa, wow. Boomer Sooner says, you're better off if she don't like you, man. Take care of the kids and restart your life, man. Good luck, brother. Oh, that was Booger Wolf that said not Boomer Sooner. Sorry. That didn't sound like him at all. Boomer Sooner says, Randy, it's getting windy up in Anthem, 20 or 30 miles an hour there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, from the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White coming at you live and direct. Windy conditions throughout the evening, but that's okay. It's kind of blowing some of that nasty, pollutants out of the air. We've had a pollution warning in effect for several days now, and maybe some of these winds will blow that out of here. Currently, the temperature is 89 under sunny skies. Looking for the 90s, upper 90s towards the end of the week. 101 by Sunday, Jeffco. I know you've been waiting for the first 100-degree day.
No, I'm not. I really don't. I don't care.
Overnight lows in the mid-60s. So still pretty overnight. Again, under windy conditions, 89 currently. From the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist. Back to you, Jeffco.
That all explains what's going on in my throat here. All right. Thanks for that.
A lot of wind.
Ziggy says, I'm going through a divorce. I'll go for a beer. All right, Boomer Sooner. Now you got two people on your pub crawl. Hefty Lefty says, I got a test that'll show you how fast they can process information. You sit them in front of a TV and you see how long they can last on level 15 of Tetris.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's a good one.
That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at Tetris. 64 or 69, by the way. I feel like 64 or 69 has been texting in forever without actually having a texter nickname. Says leaking the scores is ridiculous, and the name for the test ridiculous as well. Wonderlic was bad. S2, yeah, all right. That's I don't know.
Yeah, but
boring.
But
ridiculous.
Leaking the scores is ridiculous because, especially since the team leaking usually wants the guy to fall in the draft, and so you've just basically humiliated a person. Maybe
but they don't know it was you.
They didn't know it was you, but you've done this horrible thing to this person you ultimately want to be part of your organization. It's just kind of crappy.
Let me see here. Just an update. Islanders 2-1 over the Hurricanes, and son of a bitch, Dodgers 8-7 over the Pirates right now, top of the 8th. George, this is your fault, you jinxer. I warned you. Cardinal Art says, so you mean to tell me that's how Jamarcus Russell got drafted? Al thought AL thought he was slick, but they should have where's that Al? Al thought he was slick, but they should have had him watch film first instead of drafting him first and then having him watch blank film. Is it me, or does that NFL test sound like a
if you're applying for a job with the NFL, which all of these players are, the hell does a cognitive test have anything to do with whether these guys can play football or not?
Well, the Wonderlic was cognitive.
Well, it seems to me like these guys should sit in a room and break down tape. Seems to me.
Yeah, but that's part of it. But that's for the coaches to do, to break down tape. But every NFL team is looking for every possible edge and advantage. We want to know, what can you do physically? What's your physical capacity?
I don't care if you can buy gold when it's low in the market and sell it when it's high. I just want to know if you can hike a football and throw a football and catch a football.
But that's the thing. When throw a football, I don't want to know if you can just throw a football. I don't give a damn if you can throw a football if you don't know where to throw it.
And the college career kind of show you that a little bit?
I mean,
sort of, right? Like Hendon Hooker is somebody to me that's very interesting, because when I look at what the physical tools are on Hendon Hooker, it's dude's got a big arm. Dude's mobile as hell. He's smart too. But he played in an offense that's so impossibly simple.
Can he solve an equation to land a man on the moon? That's what I want to know.
That's what the thing with the cognitive test is. It's not asking you about math and all that stuff. They're simply giving you a series of, I don't want to say games, but a series of puzzles that try to figure out, when you encounter a problem, how fast do you basically figure it out? Because a NFL defense is a puzzle you have to solve. Except if you get it wrong, they knock your head off your shoulders. So I don't want a guy that has to sit back there and he's thinking so hard and he can't, because I've seen it. I've seen plenty of talented football players go from the college level to the pro level. And the difference between the guys that make it and the guys that don't are the guys that can read the defense, process the information, and then use their physical tools to know where to go.
The Jet says, do you think Boomer Sooner has another cousin he could marry? Beer Nut says, I'm not going through a divorce, but I'm always down for a beer, Boomer Sooner. Hook 'em horns. Oh, see, now he's not going to have a beer with you. The hook 'em horns thing.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
You ruined that.
Lost Toby says, post-nasal drip sounds like Jeffrey is having a snow day. Dude, if I didn't have snow days in the 80s, I certainly am not going to have them at 52. Pink Eye says, didn't Kyler Murray fail the Wonderlic test?
God, I hope so.
His crayon kept breaking.
Yeah, and who cares? Like the Wonderlic test is one that's useless because that's the thing that Randy's talking about. It's asking you, well, if a train is leaving from Chicago and headed to Des Moines at 50 miles an hour, what time does the comet hit, Uganda? Like that stuff.
I would never take the train.
Nobody needs to know any of that.
Well, I tell you what, right now, I'm not taking a train.
Not going to Uganda. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I might go to Uganda.
Not with the comet bearing down on it.
That's a good point. We should not be in Uganda.
Yeah.
Well done, Randy. See, you passed. You
See
passed
that?
better. Yeah. Cardinal Art says Keon, dude is 40 in football years, but he's good. But just another Chris Weinke. I think he means Heineke. Or
no, Chris Winkie.
Winky. Oh, Winky.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry, it's doing that thing where it breaks the words up.
Yeah, it separates it in half, and then you start to read one half, and then
Since you've had to read the text line a few times, both of you probably experienced that.
Yes. And maybe, like I said, he's an interesting prospect. He's also like the oldest quarterback in the draft. So that's another factor that you have to consider. If he's not a quick study, well, you're wasting a lot of time.
Hook'em Hottie goes, somebody say Hook'em? Colts fan Dan says, hey, Keon, Phil Fulmer ran a similar offense at Tennessee when Sheriff played there. I think Hendon Hooker is going to be just fine.
Philip Fulmer ran a similar offense to what Josh Heupel is running now. I disagree.
Colts fan Dan just says a lot of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this real quick. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1981, hoping to give his pitchers an edge, Maury Willis got the Kingdom's ground crew to enlarge the batter box, making it a foot closer to the mound. Before the game, Oakland A's skipper Billy Martin noticed this, told umpire Bill Kunkel, and the American League suspended the exposed Seattle Mariners manager for 2 games for doctoring a batter's box. Back to me, Jeffrey. I don't know how that gives anybody an advantage. Because even if you move that, it's everybody has it closer. So you're giving the advantage to all pitchers.
Yeah, but you if you're a batter and you go into a batter's box, so many times, you're used to setting up a certain way. Some guys like to set up inside, like on the inside line of the batter's box. You'll see these guys working it throughout the game. And if you make the batter's box a little closer to the mound than normal, these guys are going to stand differently. The pitch is going to get on you quicker. It's going to give a noted edge to your pitchers. So Maury Wills, God bless you. No, you got beat in that one. Billy Martin, and shame on the umpire in that, by the way. The umpires, I was always taught to take measurements at the beginning of the game. Always.
Yeah, they probably just assume Major League. You don't have to worry about that nonsense. You were wrong. Waldo says, sign me up for a pub crawl. Can we get Mark Grace to lead it? I don't know about that, but Boomer Sooner, Waldo's ready to go. Boomer Sooner says, if Murray failed, I want to fail. I got 50 million reasons why. Cardinal Art says, no, the oldest quarterback I believe right now is Stetson Liquored Up Bennett. Is he going to get drafted, do you think, now? You think somebody like way down, like he'll be Mr. Irrelevant, maybe?
No, I don't think he'll be Mr. Irrelevant. I think he'll be like a 4th, 5th round guy because he does have some traits that people like. He's more athletic than he gets credit for. His arm's better than he gets credit for. And I think that being a guy to go to Georgia, have multiple 5-star quarterbacks basically try to take your job and you beat all those guys and win a championship,
What's wrong, Jeffrey?
What, with me? My throat hurts.
He was coughing.
Why? What is wrong with you?
I thought you were choking on almonds.
Can I tell you what really happened? To try to soothe my throat, I had a Jolly Rancher.
Well, that's not going to do it.
I have but turns out it's a very old bag of Jolly Ranchers. So they were kind of a weird consistency, but I got it down to where, how you get a Jolly Rancher down to like a sliver. Well, the sliver went and stuck to the back of my throat. So now I'm in worse shape than I was before.
You have the hardest problem.
What was funny was you kept trying to make this normal face. And it was not a normal situation going on. I just thought you were coughing, but you were trying to like keep your face normal, and it's not happening.
Have you ever had a Jolly Rancher sliver stuck to the back of your voice?
No, actually, yes, and it's horrible.
You feel my pain then. Thank you. Appreciate that. But, Big George says, sorry, Boomer Sooner, you're going through a divorce. All my best to you, and I hope you and your wife remain good friends. There's
You
a lot
can,
going
I
on
guess, but I wouldn't
at this
assume
point,
that.
why? Why would you do it? Cardinal Arc says, Randy, you being the baseball guy. Yeah, that's Randy. Wouldn't you love to see Nyjar Morgan playing these days?
Who?
Did I pronounce it wrong?
I don't know.
Nyjar. Nyjar Morgan. I gotta go lay down.
The
You
look
guys-
on Randy's face.
You guys all do the next hour without me. I'm going
Nigel
home.
Morgan?
Yeah, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye
What
bye.
the hell is that?
I have no idea.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000